guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. How are you doing today?
Holy moly. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been an amount of time. How long has it been? 2 weeks? 2 whole weeks? Let me see him. I guess, well, 2.5 weeks.
2.5. 2.5. 2.5.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. For those of you who don't know, I didn't get to go to sleep until 5 p.m. Well, I got in bed at 5 p.m. and I was having trouble going to sleep because it was kind of hot in the room. Chicken boy! I will read out all the alerts in just a second.
Thank you, though.
I had a nightmare that my streak was gone. Guess it's still here, though? Wait, did you actually, was that in your dream? Or was it just a vision? Did it just come to you? Sorry, guys. I'm a little silly. I'm a little silly pilled. And I'm debating on whether or not I want to turn on my webcam and risk doxing myself. But also, I didn't take pictures of everything. So I don't know how else I'm going to show it. But also, I didn't clean my desk off. So I'm quickly cleaning off my desk. Yeah, I didn't go to bed till 5 p.m. 5 p.m. p.m. And the stream was supposed to start at 7 p.m. So I did indeed let myself sleep because I just hadn't slept yet. So I took a little nappy nap and I ate and I got some work done. And y'all, I am so excited. I have so many cool collabs with raechit merch coming up in July. It's actually insane. Very, very excited. And I'm already getting my August planned out. The only thing is September. People usually, because September is Subtember, so people are more focused on Twitch subs. I only have a couple in September, but yo, raechit merch is about to go crazy. I'm really, really hoping to get a booth at Offkai next year, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna try to go one thing at a time. This stream is probably gonna be full of me being oh wait, I forgot to because there's so many things and I didn't write it down or log anything. But yeah. Anyways, let's see who all is here. Who is not getting evaporated? Let me see here. Also, I need to turn on my stream captions. Okay. So, Dewey is not getting evaporated. Slay. Madrid is not getting evaporated. Slay. Silver is not getting evaporated. Well, he chatted on the YouTube side earlier, but that was that was a couple hours ago. So maybe he's getting evaporated. Chicken Boy is not getting evaporated. Congratulations. Henri, not getting evaporated. Congratulations. DT Radical, not getting evaporated. Good job, good job. Jai, also not getting evaporated. Roche isn't getting evaporated. Juriston is not getting evaporated. Rooster, not getting evaporated. Dat Boy, not getting evaporated. And Rocket Launcher is also not getting evaporated. Everybody else, you just got fucking lasered. Your streak is gone? Oh no! Wait, from what? Nani? Oh no! Okay. When I played Valorant, I streamed for 5 minutes and then my stream crashed. So I think that broke everybody's streak. Sag. Polly! You're being unevaporated. I care too much about my streak. Dude, is it really the streak? Is it really streak? I'm safe from evaporation ray. Yeah! The Ray's Ray. Okay. Let me say thank you to some of these things. So, Henri, thank you so much for the 31 months. Holy moly. And Henri said, uh-oh, chat, she be sleep streaming. I am not sleep streaming. I am awake. I'm here. I might sound a little groggy, but that's okay. It's rain. Oh my god, it's Dewey. Would you be capable to eat baby food for a week? I would eat baby food for a week for $5,000. Next question. What determines who gets evaporated? So if you type in my chat, you don't get evaporated. If you're a lurker, you get half evaporated. But if you reveal yourself from your lurk, then you don't get evaporated. Like if you type like !lurk, you don't get evaporated. But otherwise, everybody in the universe gets evaporated. So we got some pretty easy population control over here. I've never seen you before. Who are you? Yeah. It's crazy. We should have met each other at Offkai. I will explode the sun. Okay, boom. See? Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for not getting evaporated. Cam, thank you also for not getting evaporated. Sweet, I lived? Yes! Yes, very good, very good. DT Radical, thank you so much for the 7-month sub. You said "ma." Is that an emote? Ma? That is an emote. That's a fuck-ass emote. I'm not gonna lie. And thank you, Chicken Boy, for being 4 months of a member. And Chicken Boy said, you came back with the milk. Finally, we can eat cereal without water. True. I didn't even come back with the milk. I came back with chocolate milk. So I'm kind of the best. I don't want to hear any complaints ever. Don't say I never did anything for you. Where is the milk? Okay, guys, I lost the milk. Do I need to go get milk again? That would be quite comical, huh? Here, let me see. Boop. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm back with the chocolate milk. I got the chalky milk. But yeah, this is I went to Offkai. I went la 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 la, and I didn't have any milk, and now I came back la la la, and I have the milk. I'm back, guys. I'm never gonna be gone for that long ever again. Hi, Silver. You are no longer getting evaporated. Imagine getting strawberry milk, bro. I don't like strawberries. Don't shoot me. Put the gun down. Jai, thank you for the 25 months. I know you said you're gonna be lurking, but if you happen to catch the VOD, thank you so much for the resub. I really appreciate it. And Rooster Boy, thank you. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. It says Rooster Boy resubscribed for 6 months at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 3 months. What? I think it did it the wrong way. I think it says I think it means you're on a 3-month streak and you've been subbed for 6 months. But it says okay. Hey Gavin, welcome in. How's it going? It's going. I'm currently trying to peel off this disgusting ass tape off of my webcam so that I can show you guys everything that I got from Offkai. So I can be a proper storyteller. I did not bring enough. I don't know if y'all saw, but I had, holy fuck, ugh! Okay, I brought things to Offkai, like little photo cards. I did not bring enough of those. Here, let me do, will this work? Does this work? Oh, great heavens. Wait, what the hell? Okay. Hold on! Please hold. Because I need y'all to be able to see my screen. Okay. I think this is good. I don't know why YouTube chat doesn't want to work. Another day, another YouTube chat wanting to be not existent. But Chicken Boy is forever within our hearts. Chicken Boy is forever inside of us. And I'll put Twitch chat over there. Alright, y'all. So, total months would be 7 months. Math is a math thing. Either that or they sub 6 months in advance. I was given a sub before. 6 months is a continuation. I think Twitch is just being crackhead, if I'm being honest. But, okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. I don't think I retweet anything like NSFW. So I'm gonna use my Twitter as like I guess like a launching point. And I will base everything off of that. And hopefully Twitter will spark my memory. I did not tweet as much as I was supposed to. I was supposed to tweet way more, but I was so fucking busy, I kind of forgot. So I'm not gonna lie. So, okay. Y'all can see, right? I'm pretty sure y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can see. You can see. Please tell Twitch YouTube chat loves them. Twitch chat, YouTube chat loves you. Can I open this? Does that show leakers when I change tabs? I don't think it shows leakers, but you guys do get flashbanged. I was just hoping you were having fun. So Offkai was a bit of a mixed bag. It was a bit of a mixed bag. I will say overall, like there were fun moments. But it was very stressful. Okay. So first thing I will say, I did not make enough of these. This isn't all that I made, but I think I made like 30. I ran out. I almost ran out on like the first day. So I definitely should have made more of these. And I wanted to do these instead of business cards. Just cause if I'm being honest, like I made these at home. I had never, like, I make business cards in very small batches, before, because I cut them by hand, because I just don't have a system, a better system for that at the moment. I'm working on being able to make business cards at home that are, like, high quality, but I really like, there are these business cards from a manufacturer called Moo, and I highly suggest anybody to use Moo for their business cards if you need them. But the thing is, they're really, really expensive, especially if you need to get them like made expeditiously. For example, my friend Typho is going to be at AX, and Typho really, really loves my merch company, and Typho likes kind of sharing the word of my merch company. And for me to get 40 business cards shipped to AX on Wednesday, I placed this order a couple days ago. It was $50. And I know, like, for those of you who haven't done business cards before, you don't really have a gauge on how much that should be, but business cards are never more than $1 per business card. Even if you get, like, special effects and shit like that. But it just costs, like, with everything. If you're gonna buy it from a third party, it's gonna cost a lot more. I missed those when I was at Offkai. Yeah, dude, I ran out so fucking quick. Will you pin a link to it? Oh shit, what did I mention that I need to pin a link to? Uh-oh. Guys, I forgot what I said five seconds ago. Merch company. Oh, yeah, totally. So here, I can shill. I can shill, guys. I know how to shill. So my merch company, it looks a little small over here. But this should be enough. My merch company is raechit Merch, and I work with really cool creators. So you guys might have already seen some of my merch actually, because I've done drops with like quite a few creators at this point now. Let's see if I go to active collabs. You guys have probably, at least, even just from me like retweeting, you guys have probably seen some of these, but I did Rise merch, I did Furry's merch, I did Typho's merch, and Cozy, and Norma, and Van Peaches, my friend Van Peaches. I do their merch, and I'm very slowly but surely growing my roster for merch stuff. And I think you asked for a link, and I totally forgot. The business card you're recommending. Yeah. So here is Moo. I don't really like the idea of like gatekeeping stuff like this because like it's a business card. But here's Moo. And let me see if I can go on Moo without doxing myself. I think I can. Let's hope I don't get doxed, y'all. Okay. So they're quite expensive to get made. But for business cards, this is like the highest quality of business cards I've ever ran into. So it says 50 cards for 22. But because I needed to get them made, they're kind of slow with making them. Because I needed to get them made in like less than a week.
It costs $50.
Hi, Steel Rat. But yeah, so I'm a little mad about that. But the ones that I really like are the Lux business cards, because they have like a color in the middle of them. Let me make sure you can see. So it's like one layer. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in more. So it's like one layer of cardstock, then it's a color in the middle, and then on the other side is the other design. But I love these so much. These are so fucking nice. So fucking nice. If I can figure out how to make these, bro, it's over. It's over. It's over. But yeah, so definitely highly recommend those business cards. But yeah, I didn't want to be a basic bitch. And I also, oh my gosh, I also wanted something that I could make at home relatively easily. And I am a Pokemon card collector. So I have penny sleeves and top loaders. So I was like, dude, what if I made like little Polaroid cards and then I put them into, you know, penny sleeves and top loaders. And every time I gave these out, people were like, whoa, that's so cool. So I thought it was really nice. Stack things like an Oreo. Literally, it does look like an Oreo. Plastic is way more expensive than paper cards. I don't think it's plastic because Sayu had them last year and they just felt like, it literally felt like cardstock, a layer of blue cardstock, and then another layer of cardstock. Yeah, it is really cute. Instant gym mint, true. True! But yeah, so I said I have these, and then I also made, I really liked these, and I love the reaction that people gave me when they saw them. So I made another. This is like, so I know the expression isn't like the best, but I'm gonna have like multiple like photo cards that you can collect that have various expressions on them. So I sent these, I only made like 5 of these, and I sent some of these out with some packages that I did this week. It's just kind of like it's like a gotcha that people don't even know they're entering. Like sometimes your package is gonna have a Polaroid in it or a checky in it, thrown in a top loader. And it really just depends on if I have time. And I also wanted to test my cutter because my cutter was having some issues. So cardboard, but 3 layers. Cardstock is different from cardboard, but essentially, yeah, it's just 3 layers of the same material. Welcome in, game guy. Anyway, so I made these. I did not make enough of these. I honestly wish I made like double, and I would have had extra left over at the end. But I don't know. I think about it, and I'm like, if I gave these to like every single person that I talked to, I think I would have. Well, obviously I would have ran out. I talked to so many people, but I wanted to give these to like. I wanted to give out so many more of these, but I just didn't make enough. And it was my birthday, June 16th. And I'm announcing this here. Members heard it first, because they always do. But I am doing a birthday celebration stream this weekend. It's going to be July 5th. And I have collabs lined up. And I have a little special surprise for you guys. I hope you guys are looking forward to. And we're going to do a late birthday celebration since I was traveling during my birthday. Yippee! But yeah, so this was from Kitty Alice. And this is from Blue. Very, very cute birthday arts. There was another birthday art that I got. Yeah, from Rory. Love it! Slay! I got 3 fan arts this year, which makes me so happy. It's gonna be a birthday stream. Yeah. Hi, Sparkling Pixie. Welcome in. Okay. So. Okay. We are gonna start immediately with the issues. For those of you who don't know, I live in the middle of Timbuktu. The My airport is so small. So small. Every single flight I have ever had out of this airport is always delayed. And there are never direct flights because it's such a small airport. You cannot go directly from here to anywhere. The flights here, literally, it goes to Dallas, it goes to Denver, and it goes to Chicago. And those are like the only 3 places that this fucking airport goes to. Every now and then, it'll go somewhere else for like military shit. But this airport does not go directly anywhere. Anywhere! So there's always a connecting flight. I hate connecting flights. I have such bad anxiety. I show up to the airport. I think we actually showed up to the airport like 3 hours before my flight. And so we get to the terminal like 2 hours before my flight because I'm not being said, nobody is saying I'm late for shit. Because last year I got there, I think I got there like an hour early. And this lady said that my bag, that was a carry-on bag. She was like, oh no, that's a checked bag. And if you wanted to do a checked bag, you needed to be here an hour ago. So next time, go ahead and get here on time, sweetie. I need you to move so I can take care of the next person in line. So this year, I was like, that shit is not fucking happening. Because she literally wouldn't listen to me last year. I was like, it's a carry-on bag. By the way, last year, when my flight got delayed, it got delayed by a whole fucking day. And we just slept in the airport. And I came back and I was like, okay, I'm here to check my bag. And she was like, oh, you don't have to check that. That's a carry-on. So my flight got delayed for nothing. But because I didn't have an hour to fucking argue with her, yeah. And they didn't refund the ticket because they said it was my fault. Anyway, so I did not want that to happen this year. So I got there super, super early. And we had a connection. We had a connecting flight. Okay? During this connection, it was a little rough already because we only had 30 minutes to get to our new terminal. But originally, it's like, okay, it's fine because the terminal was like a 5-minute walk. And I was like, okay, that is enough time for me to book it over there. And hopefully, at least I just need to pee. But then both flights kept getting so delayed. June 17th was when I was flying out. If you guys look up the weather for June 17th in Denver, that's where the plane was coming from. So the plane was coming from Denver to us. And then we were supposed to get on the flight. And that plane was going to go from where I was going to Chicago. Denver had such terrible storms that every single flight that wasn't fully out of Denver literally did a fucking 180 and went back to Denver and just sat there until the storms went by. So this flight kept getting delayed, but kind of all flights kept geting delayed because of storms being so bad. So like my first flight would get delayed by like an hour, but then my connecting flight got delayed by like an hour. And then my first flight would get delayed by like 20 minutes and my second flight wouldn't get delayed, but I was like, I can still make it. Until it got to a point where my flight was delayed so late that I would be arriving 2 hours after my connecting flight was supposed to leave. And the only flight that was closest to that would get me to the same place where I needed to go was the next day at 6 a.m. Now, I did account for this because I have such bad travel anxiety. I booked my trip to be from Tuesday to Tuesday, even though Offkai for me was only Thursday to Sunday. I say Thursday because I was there day 0 for setup for a booth, which I'll talk about later. But oh my god, this would have had me getting in San Jose like Wednesday night after the whole thing was said and done. And I would just have to immediately like conk out and I wouldn't be able to get anything like unpacked. And honestly, I was just mad because this was also supposed to be my birthday trip. So that Wednesday was supposed to be like my fun day. It was supposed to be like, oh, I'm going to go to round 1. I'm going to go to an arcade. I'm going to go get some good food. I'm going to, explore did I say San Diego? I'm going to say San Jose. I was supposed to explore San Jose But I couldn't with this like delayed flight schedule. It was so fucking sad. Hi, Pip Boy, welcome in. But okay, both of these flights kept getting increasingly like changed. Like literally every 10 minutes, I was getting a text on my phone saying that the flight was changed for one of these two. And so by the end of it, instead of it being 2 hours late, you see here, I had an 8-minute connection. That means from the time that the airplane arrived to the time that I was supposed to depart in the other place was 8 minutes. Now, departure time, this thing is also very deceiving. So it says that it's an 8-minute connection and it's a 20-minute walk time. This is deceiving because I do not have an 8-minute connection. I don't know if y'all have ever been on a fucking flight before, but if the plane departs at 5 p.m., you can't get on the plane at 5 p.m. That plane is on the fucking runway at 5 p.m. Especially for bigger flights, like boarding takes like half an hour. So boarding starts like half an hour before the departure time. Boarding closes like half an hour before departure time, and then they have to do all the tests and shit and the safety stuff. So this 8-minute connection, it's not like, you just gotta run really fast. No! If I were to make that, they literally wouldn't let me on the plane because they probably wouldn't even be at the fucking terminal anymore. But even assuming this, it's an 8-minute connection and a 20-minute walk time. Okay. Also, the reason, just before anybody says anything, I know that saying, like, showing online what terminals I'm arriving and departing to can be dangerous. But the reason why I was posting these is because I was like, there's no way in hell I am making any of these fucking flights. I was like, there's no way I'm making any of these flights. So it literally doesn't fucking matter. Like, you can pull up to gate C7. I'm not gonna fucking be there. I'm still gonna be on the other plane. So, like, if somebody wants to pull up and try to, like, shiv me or whatever, go ahead. I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be on my other fucking plane. But anyways. Forward, welcome in. 8-minute connection, that's just not possible. I know, right? And, okay, I know people were just being, like, silly, but I need y'all to read. Okay, I'm in the airport and I'm stressing. I'm like, I'm not gonna make my connection. There's no way I can make this connection. And my app is saying like, oh yeah, like you can make this connection. And so Zafrana, very sweet. They said run. And I was like, I don't think it's humanly possible. Also, oh my God, I'm so glad I said this. Half of the walk time is a fucking escalator. Because Chicago Airport is fucking huge. So there's an escalator that just goes across like the whole fucking thing, and there is no option to walk beside it. There's half of the time it's just an escalator. So like, bro. So I just don't think it's fucking possible. And then Bree, very sweet, said everyone's having delays today. It's awful. But yeah. But so okay, I said, hey, how is this supposed to work? But this tweet got 2,000 likes. I had a 5-minute connection and a 6-minute walk time. Okay? Because these terminals are pretty close together, okay? But it's the thing that I said earlier, where I don't think anybody understands how a fucking flight works. I can't get on the plane at the departure time. Boarding closes before departure time. So I was like crashing out, right? As one does. And the fucking replies, run, 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 Noom, gotta hustle, run, run. And I'm already crashing out in this fucking airport because my app is telling me like, oh, if you just fucking run fat ass, you'll make it in time. That's not how it works. If I got there at the departure time, they still wouldn't let me on the plane. but I know it's not that deep. I was just crashing out because, of course, I was crashing out. Because my flight was doing some dumb shit. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, and they take like 15 minutes before they allow you off. So like the arrival time also, it's the arrival time. It's the time that we touch down. It's gonna take 8 damn minutes for us to even get to the actual terminal. And oh my God. Okay. It changed. The flight changed. Or this second flight got delayed. Hold on. Okay, this flight over here, my departure at my connection got delayed. Okay? And it said we had a 45-minute connection and a 20-minute walk time. And I was like, holy shit. Just pretend this says 45-minute connections, because I didn't take screenshots of every single fucking moment. Or I didn't post them. I think I did actually take screenshots just in case the airlines tried doing some fuck shit and didn't try to give me a refund if I didn't make my connection. But I didn't like tweet all of them out because I was like, wait, I might actually make this. I might actually make this flight now. So I had a 45-minute connection and a 20-minute walk time. And I was like, okay, we have 45 minutes. It's a 20-minute walk. Worst case scenario, I can be kind of slower, because this is another thing. Also, I have really bad asthma. I have really, really, really bad asthma. Like to the point, like I had to carry an inhaler. I had to actually, for my trips when I'm traveling, I have to bring 2 inhalers. I have to bring one that's like a quick relief, and I have to bring one that, this is gonna sound funny, but it's a throat coat. Okay, you inhale it and you let it coat your throat and you let it sit there for a little bit, and then you spit out the coat. You spit it out, but there's like a coating on your throat now that will like help with the asthma. So I have really bad asthma, but I was like, okay, if this is a 45-minute connection and a 20-minute walk time, I can send Alex to go fucking run. Because again, a 45-minute connection with a 20-minute walk time, it's the thing, again, you can't get on the plane during the departure time. So it was more like it was a 20-minute walk time, and we had probably 15 minutes to get to the plane. So Alex ran ahead, or the plan was for Alex to run ahead. Okay. Spirit Airlines. Cut the fucking music. Spirit Airlines found a way to fuck me over when I wasn't even flying Spirit. I have heard such terrible things about Spirit Airlines. Such garbage about Spirit Airlines. And they found a way to fuck me over, and I wasn't even using their damn service. We arrive early. We arrive 20 minutes early. So now I'm looking at a 60-minute connection with a 20-minute walk time, but the 60-minute connection doesn't take into account the boarding. So we had like 40 minutes from the time we touched down. We had 40 minutes to get to this terminal. I was like, shit, that's light work. I have a man. I'm going to send him to go run ahead of me and be like, stop the plane. Not really. But I was going to send him ahead and be like, hey, my partner has asthma. She's going to be here in like 5 minutes. Can she just be like the last to board? Motherfucker. We land early. We land 20 minutes early. Spirit Airlines was supposed to take off 2 hours before we landed. And they were in this F11 terminal. They were in F11. 2 hours ago, they were supposed to fucking take off, okay? I think it was actually 3 hours ago. Because between the planes, this terminal was supposed to be empty for 2 hours before we got there. And the pilot was like, yeah, like we got here early, like ahead of schedule, but the flight overall was delayed like 2 hours. So our terminal should still be clear, because they weren't like, oh, this flight is delayed for 2 hours, so we'll put another plane in that terminal during that 2 hours. No, like the terminal just stays clear. Somehow our flight was delayed 2 hours, and this Spirit Airlines fuck-ass plane that wasn't even going to Denver, and Denver was the area that was affected with the storms, wasn't even going to fucking Denver, for some reason was still at this fucking terminal. So our little pilot dude was like, oh yeah, like, there's still a plane in our terminal, but they should be leaving here real soon. I just paged them and let them know that, we're here and we need the space. If it's a matter of like, they're not going to take the flight at all, they need to get the fuck out of the terminal. And like, I know a lot of you have connections because that's something that I didn't know, but that's actually something that they can check on their phones, like the flight attendants and the workers at the gate and stuff. They can check their phone to see who on their flight has connections, and it flags if any of the connections are going to be late. So he was like, with the timeline we have now, it looks like none of y'all will be late for your connections. It should be, like 15 minutes max. And I was like, okay, well that gives us like 30 minutes for a 20-minute walk, but that's fine. Spirit Airlines, come here. Spirit Airlines took 47 minutes to get the fuck out of the terminal. They didn't even fly out. They simply moved slightly to the right so that we could pull in. And it took them 47 minutes. So that puts us back to the problem we had before. How the fuck is Spirit Airlines screwing me over when I'm not even flying Spirit? I would never be stupid enough to fly Spirit. Never. And they still found a way to fuck me over, bro. Okay? So they took 47 minutes. So then, literally, as the clock is ticking down, like, I'm not gonna lie. Hi, Dragon, welcome in. I'm crashing the fuck out. As I was in the plane, I literally started crying because I just see the time ticking down. I need y'all to see this. Of course, in the United app, it said we had already landed. So it was like, oh yeah, you were going to make your connection because yeah, we did land, but we did not onboard yet. They did not let us off the plane yet. And United sent this. You have enough time to make your connection if you're able to hurry. And what this means, for those of you who don't know, beforehand it said, if you don't make your connection, we'll refund or reschedule you. It replaced that message with this, which means I would no longer get a refund if I missed this connection. And United Airlines marked us as landed because yes, we did land. And if I'm being honest, I don't really fault United for that. Because even if onboarding took like 20 minutes, we would still be able to make it. But we were sitting on this flight for 47 fucking minutes. And I'm starting to cry. I'm starting to break down. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. And then finally, this fuck-ass Spirit Airlines plane moves out of the way. And our plane goes forward. And they're like, we wait for the little like thing, when you're unboarding the plane, there's like a little bridge that takes you from the plane to the little like terminal. Okay. So like we were all in so much of a rush because like even people that like were like, oh yeah, we get to take our time with our connection at this point now, you're cutting it really, really close. Okay. Hey, gaming duelist, I'm crashing out about flights. So they put the bridge down and the lady says like, okay, and like nods her head. So people start like unboarding. And then she's like, wait, I didn't secure it yet. Even though she signaled for us to go. And then as slow as possible, because she was pissed that people walked on it before it was secured, she, as slow as possible, actually secures the bridge so we could walk over onto the terminal. Okay? So I tell Alex, I was like, you have a mission. You need to fucking go. Okay? So Alex is sprinting ahead of me, and I am just doing my best with a bottle of water and my inhaler. Like, genuinely, this is something, like, I would wish it upon my worst enemy, because if I wanted them to really, really fucking suffer, having to run to your next terminal when you have really, really bad asthma, and I've never been to this airport, and at this point, the terminal got changed again, and I had no idea where the fuck I was going. I was like running and running and running, and I literally had to like stop and like do my inhaler and like wait to be able to breathe, and then I had to run and run and run and run and run. Okay, and I'm like calling Alex, and I'm like, fuck, like, did you make it in time? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? And it was a lot of panic. I was trying to ask workers for help on like where to go, and I wasn't getting any fucking help. And it got to a point where I was so lost in the airport, I literally stood in the airport, like in the middle of the fucking aisle, and I just started fucking crying. And finally, oh my God, a United worker came up to me and was like, you need help? Where do you need to go? And I told him where I needed to go, and he pointed me. He was like, you go there, and it's like right there. It's like right there, there. And he used, like landmarks, so I actually knew I was going. I was like, holy fuck, finally somebody's helping me. So I go, and I'm like running, and I'm still calling Alex, because it's at this point where like the flight is supposed to depart in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, dude, if Alex hasn't gotten to the terminal yet, then he's not getting on the plane. And he, like, I'm calling, and I'm texting, and I'm calling, and I'm texting, and I have an asthma attack. I have an asthma attack in the middle of the airport. And I don't know if any of you have ever had a fucking asthma attack before, but it is fucking terrible. And I was like, literally in my head, I was like, you fucking idiot, why are you having an asthma attack right now? But obviously, like, I can't control it. So I have to sit down and have my fucking asthma attack. And I'm like puffing my inhaler, and I'm drinking water, and I'm breathing really heavy, and I'm having an asthma attack. And as I'm having an asthma attack, Alex is fucking calling me back. He's finally texting me, and he's calling me. And I was like, oh, thank God he made it. And he called me, but he was like, oh, I haven't actually made it yet. I haven't made it yet. I was like, Alex, I'm having an asthma attack. And he was like, do you need me to come back for you? I was like, no, like, if we miss this flight. Because also, by the way, okay, I would be okay with rescheduling a flight. However, and this may sound really fucking stupid, but this was my birthday gift to myself. This trip was a birthday gift to myself. And it was the first and probably the last time I ever purchased first class. And it was for a mixture of things. I had points on my credit card. I had points with United. And also, it was for my birthday. It was my birthday gift to myself to fly first class. And all of the, like, rescheduling shit that United wanted to do was, one, not first class, and they wouldn't refund me the difference. And like getting a first class ticket versus an economy ticket is like a $1,000 difference, right? So they would not refund me the difference between the two tickets, and I wouldn't be sitting next to Alex. And because I have asthma, it's very dangerous to travel alone without somebody that can like help you. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, I'm not spending $2,000 on first class tickets just to be rescheduled to like a flight that leaves at 6 a.m, and I can't even like fucking sit next to my boyfriend. So I was like, so that's what I was like, no, like I'm so mad at myself. I was like, I'm so stupid. I knew I shouldn't have gotten first class tickets. Like shit never goes right for me. I should have just like, you know, I was to the point where I was like, why did I think I could even go to Offkai? Da 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 da. Alex, yeah, dude, Alex, I'm talking about the airport trauma right now. I'm talking about the airport trauma. But I was like, dude, I'm so fucking stupid for getting first class. But that's what I was like, bro, Alex, you have to fucking go. Like, you have to get there, and you have to like get them to like let me on or something, or like at least you have to get on this fucking flight, because this is fucking ridiculous, because they wouldn't refund me for the full amount of what I paid for the first class ticket. Okay? So I am like I had an asthma attack. I'm like breaking down. I'm like trying to still get to the location. And then I call Alex again, or he calls me, and we're trying to call each other at the same time. And it's doing that thing, like, I don't know if you've called somebody on your phone at the same time as somebody else, but it does this thing where it says like, oh, this caller is not available because you're calling each other at the exact same time. So the calls just don't go through. And I'm like, fuck you, stop calling me. And I'm just still calling him over and over again. And so finally he picks up and he's like, I made it. The guy, the flight attendant or the dude that was like handling the onboarding, he saw that, you know, our connection like just landed. He saw blah blah blah. Like he talked to the pilot and the pilot like let him know that they weren't letting us on board for like 45 minutes. Like I don't know if they could see the location or something, but he said he was like, yeah, I could see you guys on the like he was like, yeah, I could see you guys just sitting there for like the past 45 minutes and I was wondering what was going on. So I don't know if they have like location services or if he can just see like the flights, like he can see where the plane is and he can see that the plane was like slightly not in the terminal. But the guy was such a fucking saint. He could see the plane. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he could see that the plane had not actually got into the terminal. He was like, I don't know what the fuck that was. And now we hadn't offboarded yet. Okay, yeah. So he could see that. And he was like, yeah, like, it's okay. Like, you can go get her. And Alex, oh, God. This is embarrassing, but also, I don't fucking care. Because I want to kind of champion Alex here. I had literally just had an asthma attack. I'm, like, breaking down. Like, I think I had a panic attack, too. But having an asthma attack was kind of fucking distracting. I couldn't tell what was happening to me, like, at all. And I was like, oh my God. And I just had such a wave of relief that, like, we were, like, at least Alex was still able to get on the flight. The fucking flight attendant let Alex take one of those little fucking wheelie chairs. And Alex ran to me. I hopped on the wheelie chair. And I took my suitcase and I, like, propped it up. And Alex fucking wheeled me to the fucking terminal. And we were the last to board. We literally boarded. And we sat down. And, like 5 minutes later, we took off. Like, they let us board while they were doing their checks. Because the guy said that he could see that the plane did not offboard. We're on a wheelchair. Yeah, literally. It's so weird because like it's a wheelchair, but you can't actually wheel it yourself at all. Like you have to have somebody push you. So I was like, that's kind of counterintuitive, but whatever. You fade out now. Yes, I need Ray on a wheelchair, and I need Alex fucking pushing the wheelchair, like like fucking Mario Kart. This is I need the VTuber Mario Kart. But yeah, so Alex fucking wheeled me to the fucking thing because I was just so like fucking done, and I got on the plane and I was like, I need my fucking inhaler because again I had the 2 inhalers. And I was like, bro, I need my inhaler. I felt like such a loser. Okay, and you're not gonna believe it. Hold on, I need to take a sip of water. We get on the plane, we get settled. We get seated. I get buckled in. And I did skirt past a little detail just so I could like build up to this, and so there was no foreshadowing. So our flight was supposed to leave, our first flight was supposed to leave like 15 minutes later than it did. But the lady kept saying, like, oh, this is the last plane I have to board. Once I board this plane, I get to go home. So usually it takes longer for her to, like, clean the plane, like, to offload people, to clean the plane, and then to onload people. But she was, like, rushing. She was like, I want to go fucking home. Because this flight was already delayed, like, 2.5 hours. I thought I was going to be home 2.5 hours ago. But, so I'm going to hurry up and get y'all on this plane, and I'm going to send y'all off so I can go fucking home. So the boarding process was very quick. Hi, Kiraim! Welcome in. The boarding process was very quick. And I was like, dude, like, I have to pee. And Alex was like, you should go now because you're not going to be able to go for like an hour. And I was like, it's fine. Like, I can go on the plane and like even like, you know, I can hold it for like an hour. Like, that's no big deal. Because this was before, like, because at this point, the connection flight kept going on and off on whether or not I was going to have like an hour and a half or 5 minutes to get to my connecting flight. So I was like, no, like the connection flight says I could do that on time, and like, I can just go pee on the flight. We get on this plane, and I tell you guys, this is the smallest fucking airport. This fuck-ass plane doesn't have a bathroom. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just pee when we get to the airport. Now, I don't know if y'all just heard the story that I just fucking told. But I boarded this plane, and then it took us like 20 minutes to take off. And the flight was like 2 hours. So I'm like at like 2.5 hours of holding my piss. We are sitting on the plane for an hour because Spirit Airlines won't move. So we're at 3.5 hours. I'm holding my piss. Okay? The whole ordeal for me to get to the next terminal is like half an hour. So I'm at 4 hours holding my piss. I get on this fucking flight. Okay? My connection flight. And we have extreme turbulence. And the seatbelt light doesn't go off for like an hour. So I'm holding my piss for 5 hours. I have held my piss for 5 hours. I'm about to bust. I'm about to burst. Okay? So, I asked the flight attendant, I'm like, can I please use the bathroom? I've been holding my pee for 5 hours. And he was like, that's fine, but like, you got to be really careful because we have a lot of turbulence. And he was just it was more of like, liability will be on you if you get fucked. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. As soon as I pull down my pants in the bathroom, the whole plane goes, the whole fucking plane, the whole fucking plane. I sit my ass on the fucking seat. I go to wipe my coochie. Literally, as I'm sitting my ass down on the toilet, the pilot goes over the intercom and is like, here's just a reminder that the seatbelt light is on and we're experiencing some extreme turbulence, so please be sure to be seated and, hold on tight. Bro, have you ever had the pilot turn on the seatbelt light and then also go over the intercom and be like, sit the fuck down, it's really, really bad turbulence? It's fucking over for me, dude. It's fucking over for me, dude. So, I'm on the flight, and I pee, and I'm like, you know what? This is fine. I sit down. My period starts. And I already feel so fucking gross. I am sweaty. I had an asthma attack. I just held my pee for 5 hours. And literally, as soon as I sit down, I sneeze. I go, achoo! In my fucking pants. An explosion. Somebody fucking threw tomatoes at me, bro. And so, I have to get up again during the extreme turbulence. Like 20 minutes after I just peed, and the pilot was just like, please sit the fuck down, like don't get up under any circumstances. And Gushers is crazy! Gushers is crazy! Gushers is crazy! Gushers is crazy! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Romani, welcome in. Okay, I'm not gonna judge you for that. But this was literally like 20 minutes after. It is that crazy. That is insane. What is Gushers? Oh my god, hold on. Gushers. I can't believe you said Gushers. So Gushers are these fruit candies where like they're on the inside or on the outside it's just a regular candy, but if you bite into it, it splurges in your mouth. And that's why I'm saying it's fucking crazy. That's why I'm saying it's fucking crazy, because Gushers is a snack that you consume. You eat it. And it's just splurging. It just splurges in your mouth, bro. I'm trying to see if I can find a better picture. Bro, nobody takes a picture of their Gushers mid-gush. Nobody takes a picture of the gush mid-splooge. Anyways, it's a candy that busts in your mouth when you bite into it. Anyway, so I'm so embarrassed because I'm the last. Okay, I'm the last to board the plane. I'm going pee while the pilot is literally like, do not get out of your seat under any circumstances. And then literally 20 minutes after that, while the turbulence is still going, I'm like, I need to go again. So I go again. I get myself cleaned up and I sit down. And here, your period would be the Gushers, yes. So, like, it's like when you bite into a Gushers, it busts in your mouth. So what he's saying is like when I sneeze, like it busts in my pants. Which honestly is a pretty valid comparison. That's how it feels. It does feel like a Gushers, but it feels fucking gross. And it gets over everything. I sit down. And I haven't said this yet. And I didn't want to talk about this before because it was like a safety thing. But I can talk about it now because it's like over and done with. Do you guys know Bree? Bree at Cookie Box? By chance? She was in my karaoke relay. Miss Bree. She familiar to any of y'all? Y'all know her? By chance? So, she was in my karaoke relay. She's very cool. She's very lovely. Alright? While all this is happening, and I'm posting about my flight, like I told you guys, I posted my terminal. Like, I posted this terminal shit because, again, 5-minute connection, 6-minute walk time. I was like, there's no way I fucking make this connection. Okay. Welcome in, Lord. Welcome in. Hi, Blue. Hello. So, I was like, there's no way I make this connection. And Bree messages me during all this shit's happening. Bree probably is messaging me actually while I'm crying in the middle of the airport or having an asthma attack. She's like, hey, I don't know if you're still on this flight. I don't know if you made it. But if you did make it, I think we're on the same flight. And I was like, huh? So I sit down after I board. Hold on. We messaged literally this whole fucking flight. She said, I think you're on my plane. Well, if you managed to make it to the one. And I said, I was literally the last one to board. I said I was the fat fuck in the Animal Crossing shirt. And she said, oh my God, I don't see you. What seat? I said, I'm in first class because it's my birthday trip. I said, it's literally the first seat on the plane. She said, happy birthday. I'm sorry your birthday trip is making you run around. And so we chat for a little bit. And Bree tells me that her flight was also delayed like 1,000 times that day. And so Bree and I are literally just chatting. And it's so funny. Cause like when the plane was like starting to move, it was really, really shaky. Like it wasn't off the ground yet, like flying, but it was just really shaky. And I told her, I was like, oh fuck, I have to pee. This is another thing I didn't say with the piss thing. Not only did I hold my pee for 5 hours, but this was during flights that had a lot of turbulence, okay? So as the flight was taking off, I was like, oh God, I have to pee. And she's like, oh my God, you know, once we get into the sky, you can use the bathroom. I was like, you don't understand. I've been holding it since blah, blah, blah time. I was like, yeah, I've been holding my pee for like 5 hours. And she's like, oh shit. She was like, you need to go to the bathroom like immediately. I was like, yeah, I know. And when the turbulence was really, really bad, I messaged her, my coochie! And as I sent her that, the airplane Wi-Fi like glitched the fuck out. And so I just had to stare at my phone and live with like, I was like, dude, why did I just message Bree screaming, ah, my coochie? Cause like Bree is very fun and she's very cool. But we like, I feel like we did bond through this, but before that we were not we were not close like that. Like, before messaging her, I was like very formal. I was like, hi, do you want to be in my karaoke relay? I love your singing, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, after she was in the karaoke relay, I was like, yes, thank you for joining my karaoke relay. And we went from that to, like, being very cordial and professional to my fucking coochie! I'm about to bust! And she's, like, crying. Oh, my God. And I was like, I'm going to be on the news. Woman pisses on flight. Bro, I'm crashing out. And let me see how long this took, actually. So I got on the plane and we started messaging each other. Dude, we talked so fucking much on this flight. It's actually really funny. Okay, 10:37. I message her and we're talking and she knows that I have to pee this whole time. And there would be like a shake of turbulence that was really bad. It would go like doo-doo-doo. And she'd be like, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your coochie. You have to pee. Wait, what time did I say I got on? At 10. Okay, 10:36. And then I'd like message her. And I'd be like, bro, my ears just popped. And she'd be like, me too. Like, I don't know. It's just funny. Just being on the same flight. And so she starts messaging, like, the turbulence is really, really bad. And so at like 11:20, she messages me and she's like, you need to flag down a flight attendant, like, so that, you know, he can like let you go to the bathroom. And she was like, how far away are you from a flight attendant? And I was like, hold on. Let me show this. Well, let me show this. Hello? She was like, how far are you from a flight attendant? And I was like, oh no, he's so far. And he was literally right here. Like, this is my foot and this is the fucking flight attendant. And this flight attendant also, shout out to this flight attendant. He was goated with the sauce. He was so kind. He was so sweet. But he was like right there and I just couldn't get the courage to ask because I don't know. I had a day. I was fragile, you know. Now I know. I was like, dude, why am I so emotional? I know now I was starting my period. And she was like, bitch, he's right there. And she literally wrote out this whole fucking message. And I'm just going to copy paste it in chat. And she was like trying to coach me on what to say. And it was so sweet. Because she was trying to be so nice and she was trying to help me out. But she like wrote a whole fucking script for me to say. And then, okay, during the turbulence, almost a whole hour later, I messaged her at 11:30. I said, holy fuck, I did it. I peed. Holy shit. I can survive. And she messaged me. She was like, you're so brave. And honestly, Brie was the motivation I needed. Because, oh my god, it was so shit. Everything was so shit. But she had like a really nice it was just really nice to have somebody to kind of kiki with and fuck around with. She was so sweet. She was so sweet. And then actually after the flight, like, we talked to each other and she showed me where like the baggage claim was and where the pickup area was. And I was like, dude, I've never used a fucking Uber before. But she was really sweet. She was really nice. It was nice to talk to her after we landed. I don't know. She's just a bundle of joy. But yeah. Yeah, literally an essay. Like, she wrote a whole ass essay trying to tell me what to say to the flight attendant. And don't tell her, but I didn't say any of that. And I was just like, can I please use the bathroom? Yo, Dracoon, thanks for wasting your points. Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, you wasted your points, and in return, I will get naked. Okay, cool. Anywho, so that happened, and this is all literally, this is before Offkai. How long have I been live? I've been live for an hour, and this is all shit. This is all stories from before I even got to Offkai. Before I even got to Offkai, y'all. It's fucking doomed. Gavin, thank you so much for the follow. But now, let's see. I think, okay, after I actually made this flight, I didn't tweet like fucking anything. Oh my god, okay, Jollibee. Holy shit. I'm honestly, I think I'm kind of glad that we don't have a Jollibee, because I think I would eat way too much of it. But I tried Jollibee for the first time, okay? And I'm going to do a quick Jollibee review, okay? Fries were like a 1 out of 5. The chicken sandwich, the regular one, was like 4.2 out of 5. I didn't try the spicy one, but Alex thought it was pretty good. Alex tried the pie. He thought it was like a 5 out of 5. The rice, Alex, I believe, thought was like a 4 out of 5. The potatoes were like a 2 out of 5. The gravy was a 5 out of 5. The chicken was a 5 out of 5. And both of these drinks fucking sucked balls. There was like no carbonation in them. But overall, Jollibee, like, I wanted to try as many things as possible, so I got multiple sides and multiple things. But if I went to Jollibee and I just got the chicken and the gravy, that's like a 5 out of 5 meal. And honestly, compared to everything else in California, this was very affordable. Like, these are the food prices I would expect back home. And in California, getting like food that cheap is like impossible. So Jollibee, quick review. I did really like Jollibee. And just so you guys know, this was, me and Alex ate this across the entirety of the whole trip. And then by the end of it, we even had leftovers that unfortunately we did have to throw away. I threw away the fries and the potatoes because they just were not good. But yeah, we had this as like our meals at the hotel because they had a microwave, so we ate that throughout. So yeah, I was like, first time trying Jollibee, we'll report back. And then I just posted the empty bone. I made love to chicken. I thought it was a little funny. I'm playing Power World. The stories are nice to listen to. Yeah, I saw you in here earlier, but I just appreciate the follow, you know? Reminds me of your short when your mom said, "Did you finally pop a titty, bro?" My mom, I actually feel so bad. My mom's been trying to talk to me for the past like 2.5 weeks. But I was traveling, but she was worried about me traveling. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And then I got back and I've been so busy with work. Y'all don't fucking understand. I mean, y'all will understand soon if y'all keep up with like, if y'all see like the raechit merch page, you'll see why I've been so fucking busy. I've been working on so many drops. But I just haven't really had time to like breathe, which is why like I haven't streamed yet. But yeah, I have in my calendar a scheduled time to call my mom because I need to talk to my mom because she's worried about me. And then I met Rye at round 1. I actually met Dewey as well. So okay, let me rewind. It's rewind time. Okay, so June 18th was Wednesday. On June 19th, I had booth set up with Noah Talent. So Noah Talent wanted a booth at Offkai, but they do not have hands in the US. So I was in charge of the booth for Offkai. I unfortunately did not have too much notice to get the booth together. I had like less than a month to pull the booth together. And this is also my first time ever like designing a booth or like putting any type of booth together at all. But I think it turned out pretty well. I think I like it. We have like the standees, we have pin lights, Sayus figures, we have posters. We had another desk mat that came in that was like right here, and we had another poster that was here that like hid the back end of it, but Rhea had that and she just hadn't dropped it by yet when this picture was taken. We have wall tapestries in the back, more standees, keychains, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, making the booth and putting the booth together is something that I really want to do for like myself one day, which I'm hoping that next year I can have my own booth at Offkai. I think that would be fucking sick. And then I could do like a meet and greet at Offkai, and then I could get my friends set up with meet and greets. But yeah, I think that would be really, really cool. So on Thursday, it was mainly getting this stuff set up. I had an idea to do these mystery merch grab bags, which did really well. They were actually like one of our top sellers, and that was just an idea I had on a whim. And those just did really well. Hi, Tanuki! Green pants! I don't have green pants. Who has green pants? Also, thank you for the 12 months. Holy, it's been a year? No way. No way. Twitch is lying to me, bro. Thank you for the whole year of subbies. I appreciate you. But, yeah, so this is what I spent Thursday doing, was getting this set up. And then there were 2 helpers for the booth. One of the helpers was not there on Thursday, unfortunately. So I got Shiny Hunter Zach, which is Rita's mod. I got him on the square system, and I got I like showed him how to do everything, and he was a huge help in getting everything set up. And then after setup on Thursday, I went around. Oh, and also during this, Dewey stopped by. Dewey VT stopped by, and he helped set up. And my friend EB, they're also they were my vocal coach when I did vocal coach stuff. I don't take lessons anymore because I'm broke, but hopefully one day. They've always said that they'd be happy to add me back. So, hopefully one day I can go back onto my idol journey. But EB came over as well, and a lot of people just stopped by the booth and like gave a free extra set of hands, which was really, really nice. Because it was my first time doing a booth. I was a little overwhelmed, so having the extra help was very nice. And I like just chatted a bit. It was kind of like leisurely because we had from 2 p.m. to, I believe, like 8 p.m. to set up. But I got a ping at like 12:30 in the industry server. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing badge pickup early," and we were a 5-minute walk from the convention center. So Alex and I just walked to the convention center early, got our badge early, started setting up early, all that good stuff. So it was like it was a pretty leisurely time. It was a little stressful because there was some merch that there was trouble locating. Like, I don't know what exactly happened. But it was like, there was like confusion of like, oh, is the merch here? Is it there? Is it blah, blah, blah? And then I think there was a box that just hadn't been opened yet, or like it wasn't dug through super thoroughly. And they were like, oh wait, all the merch is here. So, there's a little bit of a small slight heart attack there, but it was all fixed. And then Thursday, after the booth was set up, I went to round 1 and I met Rye, and Dewey was there as well. And I met F and Fox, and we did some bowling. And Rye didn't have too much time, so we actually ditched the bowling game before we finished it. And then Rye hands me this cute ass card. Okay, I saw this on the round 1 website, and I was gonna purchase one of these for myself. Rye hands me this card and says, "Ray, I want you to go crazy." And I was like, what do you mean go crazy? Like, when you say go crazy, like I'm gonna go absolutely fucking stupid. I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna go cuckoo coco. And she was like, yes, I want you to go crazy. And in my head, I'm like, Nani? But she gave me, like, I don't remember how many, like 200 credits, like 300 credits, and just gave me the card and was like, go stupid. So then I got all this stuff. I got all these plushies. Um, and this was a combination of the credits that Rye gave me, and then I got some of my own credits as well. I got these plushies here, and then I went back, and I don't think I've taken a picture of it yet, but I got 2 more plushies. I got a Choco Cat plushie, and I got a Kuromi plushie, because you guys know Kuromi is my favorite from the Sanrio people. From the Sanrio franchise. So, you know, I had to get my girl. But, yeah, so I went kind of crazy around 1. And that was it for Thursday. I went home and I just went the fuck to sleep. Dewey posted a picture. You can see he had fun with the photo card that I gave him. He definitely didn't defile it or anything like that. He did, just so you guys know, he didn't do it on the actual card. He did it on the penny sleeve, so nothing was harmed for those of you that are collectors and your brain might be hurting. And then, oh, dude, I totally missed a day posting. So Friday, I'm trying to think of what I even did on Friday. Friday was day 1 of the convention, and I went to the booth. I made sure everything was set up, and I'm trying to think. I don't think I did much Friday because I got there, like Wednesday morning, and then I just fucking slept, and I was so tired. And then I got like Jollibee and stuff like that. Oh, I think I skipped past it. Okay, so I made this tweet, and I said, artists/vendors at Offkai, I want to give you snacks and water. I know boothing in Artist Alley can lead to not being able to leave your booth for hours, not eat, and not stay hydrated. So this year I want to dedicate time towards dropping off snacks and water to artists, to those manning the booths at Offkai Expo. If you're open to receiving snacks and or water, please reply with your booth number. If there's a snack in this pic you really want, let me know, and I'll try to make note of it. Any extra snacks and water will have me challenging my fear of rejection, so I'll just go up booth by booth and see if anybody wants anything. So please request a snack if you want some. I'll look for your TOS on bringing food into the convention center everywhere and could only find terms for those that are selling food. So I'm praying me dropping off fully sealed snack packs will be no issue. I said, see you at Offkai. And I got 18 replies, which is pretty solid. But I also had a shit ton of people DMing me. I think maybe they didn't want to ask for things like publicly, which I totally understand. But I had so many artists ask, they were like, can you please do this? Can you please do this? And I was so happy. So I went and I got a bunch of mini muffins. I got some sweets. I got some Airheads. I got a bunch of Pringles. And I got some Chippies. And I got water. And I got like 2 more cases of water after this. And I handed snacks out to artists, and they were so freaking sweet. But I think I'll actually jump to that now. Okay, so I'm hoping I don't dox myself by accident. Because I think I'm going to turn on my webcam now. Let me see here. Take that out. Ugh. I have so much to take out, y'all. I'm so happy. I have so many things. Yippee. Sorry, I have a binder that all of this is in because I didn't want it to get bent. Okay. Ugh. Please don't dox yourself by accident, Ray. Stream is about to end abruptly. Hey, I have a shirt on at least, so like, it's a step up from the usual, if I'm being honest. It's a step up from the usual. A step up from the usual. Okay. Ugh. Oh, I'm like casting a shadow, so it's kind of hard to see. Here, let me do this. Also, don't fucking comment on my mouse pad. I know there's fucking stains on my mouse pad. I haven't put it in the wash in a while. Okay? Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. Bitch, fuck you, bitch. There's a little baby. I don't think it's a baby. but it's like a young child thing, and their parent is like, oh yeah, you can curse, but you can only curse if you're like doing it in a bathroom and nobody can hear you. So they like record their child going to the bathroom and going, fuck you, bitch. It's so funny. Hi, Topo, welcome in. Okay, y'all. Let's see what we're working with here. I don't even know what y'all can see on this. Let's see here. Video capture device. Webcam. Oh my god. Holy shit, the quality is so bad. Holy shit, the quality is so bad. Okay, hold on. Holy shit. The quality is so ass. That is so fucking funny. Holy shit. I don't even know if you can see what's happening. That's okay. Okay. Oh my god, you can see my thumb. No, wait, no, you can't. Haha, get fucked, idiot. Okay. So we're gonna have the little teehee cover. And we're gonna go one at a time. So I'm gonna be honest, Friday was kind of a blur. At this current moment in time, I can't remember what happened on Friday. But I'm sure as I'm talking, I'll remember some things that happened. I think it was mainly doing snacks, and doing booth stuff. And honestly, Alex, like, did we do anything Friday? Like, what day was Friday? Friday was the 20th. I'm gonna go in my DMs with Alex and see if we fucking said anything on on the 20th. I'm at this. Okay. I said 10:35 p.m. You said, okay, so I'm at that sign. Where? And that is literally it. I have no fucking clue what we did. Dude, like, this is how you know.
Bruh.
Wait. I need to take a screenshot of this because I think it's funny. Wait, that looks like a penis. What is that? No, okay, that's not a penis. Okay, I need to show you all this because I think it's funny. This is how you know you're on vacation. Like, if the person you're traveling with is this is what your DMs look like. So we have, also ignore that it's super bright. I don't know why my thing does that. So, this was Thursday, 6/19. This is the only thing I said to Alex on Thursday that wasn't, like, about booth setup. I said, you're not pooping, right? And he said, whatever the fuck this is. He said, no. I don't know why I asked him this. It was 11:32 p.m. Whatever. Okay, this is the only message that we sent to each other on Friday. At 1:41 a.m., I messaged him and I said, 10:35 p.m. And then he said, okay, so I am at that sign. Where? Don't know what the fuck we were talking about. And then the next day, at 1:03 a.m., I said, And then Alex at 1:51 p.m. said, where, Pablo? Like, I don't know what we were talking about at any point during my DMs with Alex over this fucking trip. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. Don't ask me, because I don't fucking know. Holy shit. Okay. So, I'm trying to get like a nice neat pile, but it's really hard to because my desk is so small. Okay. All right. So again, Friday, I don't fucking remember what happened Friday. I know it was day 1 of the con, but like, what the fuck did we do? I don't know at all. For the cam, yes. I feel like there's a configure video. Camera control. Custom. Resolution. Is that? Oh. Was the first day we went to lunch? No, that was Saturday. Wait, no, what? I think that was. Never mind, I think you're right. Hey. Bro, what the fuck? Yeah, second day we booth. Okay. So, okay, before I show you all my goodies. Sorry, I'm literally all over the place, but this is just how it is. I went to lunch again. I hung out with Rye again because she's just really fun to hang out with. We went to lunch, and this place was so fucking good. I tweeted, I said, I had this for lunch today. It was so good, I want to go back tomorrow. I didn't go back again, and I'm regretting it. I literally had a dream about this place like 2 days ago. I literally had a dream because this food was so fucking good. But I had, teriyaki katsu chicken. And Alex had some type of like beef udon kind of situation going on. It was really good. And suddenly we were cooked, yeah. Yeah, so we did this, and then I got this picture from my pet sitter, my cat sitter. I don't know what the fuck my cat was doing. And then everybody was arguing about the Offkai stench. And so I said the smell of Offkai this year is nothing compared to last year's, because I stand by that still. Because the Offkai area was so much more like open. There was so much more space, and you could breathe so much better. I think actually the reason why I got confused is because I tweeted, like, I had this for lunch today, but I tweeted it on the 21st. Or it says I tweeted it on the 21st, but it was actually like at 1 a.m. So it was technically like I meant the day before. And that's why I got confused, but yeah. I had lunch with Rye. Very cool. Very nice. And now I can show you my goodies. So we have a couple things. And we're going to go like one at a time. Okay. So we have... Oh my god, the quality is so low! But I have this Pokemon card from Effin Fox that she signed. I know. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. I know. But, so, yeah, I got this from Effin Fox. And then I met Ricky, which I didn't know. Don't hate me, but he was like, I'm Ricky. And I was like, I don't recall the name. But he gave me his card. And I was like, oh, I've seen your profile picture before. I've seen you on Twitter. And he actually gave me 2 cards. He gave one to me and one to Alex. Even though I was like, I'm going to take his anyways. But that's fine. I met Zane. Very slay. Oh, God. His card's not even going to fucking show up on... His card's not going to show up because it's so bad. I swear there's a fucking anime boy on there. There's an anime boy on there. Zane, very slay. Very cool. I met Bari. Bari was very sweet. Bari is actually doing me a solid for an upcoming project. She's very, very sweet. We were chatting. Oh my god! Bari! I just remembered a story about Bari, dude! Holy shit. Okay, so I was at a party and Bari was there. Oh my god, Xavier, welcome in. Okay, so Bari was at this party and I was talking to... Oh, I should probably start from the beginning. Okay, so at this party, I I was getting along with these two girls really well. Like, we were vibing. I was cracking jokes. They were cracking jokes. They really, really, they were laughing so hard to the point where, like, it was the cutest dynamic. It was like the protective friend with like the friend that's like a little aloof but like silly. And holy shit, I can't believe I forgot that story. So I was talking to them for probably like 20 minutes, and we were like cracking jokes, and it was like, oh my god, stop laughing, I'm gonna pee, you're gonna make me pee, I'm laughing so hard, blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't think I caught your name, because I just don't think we had like exchanged names. And it was like, oh, I'm Ugu Bear. I was like, holy shit, Ugu Bear, so nice to meet you. And the thing is with Ugu Bear is I've only talked to her really in a professional capacity, because, you know, I am a VTuber manager. So every time I've talked to her, it's been like, hi, nice to meet you. Hi, when are you available? Blah, 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 blah. Like very sanitized conversations. And we were sitting here keying about like farting, you know, like, I don't know. So that was like a very pleasant surprise. I was like, holy shit. And she was with her friend Jay, and Jay was also such a pleasure to talk to. But I haven't talked to Jay before. So it was like, oh yeah, that's like a clean save. But like with Ugu Bear, I'm kind of glad that I didn't know who I was talking to, because I think I would have like unintentionally neutered the potential of the conversation, because I probably would have been more like, oh yes, nice to meet you, blah 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 blah, like, not just because like I don't know, I didn't know her like that, and I still don't really know her like that well, but I know at least like we can kiki, like we have a similar sense of humor. So we're sitting here and we're talking and we're having a great night, and I'm like, hi shapeshifter, welcome in. And I'm like, I'm so glad, like, we, got to talk, like, you're so nice to talk to, like, I'm having such a great time. And Bari comes up, and at this time also, I didn't know that Bari was Bari either. That's the thing with VTubers, is when you meet them in person, you don't actually know who they are unless they tell you. And because we were, like, at this party, like, not many people had, like, their name tags on still, because it was, like, way after hours of the convention. Like, this was Saturday night. I didn't get home till like 4 a.m. It was I was kind of cooked. So, Bari walks up, and I was like, so, like, y'all having a good night? And we were talking. I was like, yeah, like, we're having a great time. It's like so chill. Like, the weather is nice, blah blah blah. And we like go on a tangent. We talk about other things, and then the conversation kind of calms down. It kind of dies down a little bit. And just to note, like, there was drinking at this party. Obviously, everybody's adults. But nobody was, like, drunk to the point where they were obnoxious. Like, nobody went too far. And so Bari was also one of those people that were drinking. She goes, like, after the conversation dies down a bit, she's, like, looking for a conversation starter. And she goes, so, y'all having a good night? And in my head, I'm like, okay, either I'm extremely fucked up or she's extremely fucked up. Because I swear she just fucking asked us that. And I look over to Jay, because this is like, me and Jay were like talking a lot. And I look over to Jay, and we like give each other this look where we're like, are we tripping or is she tripping? And the way we looked at each other and we like clocked it, we just started bursting out laughing. And Ugu also started bursting out laughing, because I think she picked up on it too. Or she was just having a good time. Because honestly, like, she was just laughing at like everything. She was just having a great time, honestly. But me and Jay started fucking laughing. And Bari was like, wait, why are y'all laughing? Wait, did I already ask that? And we're just fucking tweaking. Because it's literally just like, oh yeah, like, y'all having a good night? Oh yeah, we're having a good night. So anyways, y'all having a good night? And she fully meant it. Like, she didn't mean it as a joke. She wasn't trying to, be hee hee ha ha. She was fully serious. Like, we're just repeating the same question. It was so fucking funny. And so the rest of the night, obviously, whenever, like, I didn't have anything to say, I would just look at Jay and Ugu Bear and be like, so y'all having a good night? And it would just send them into a spiral. And I was talking about my asthma, and I was telling y'all how I have the 2 inhalers. this really, she was so nice. Jay also we apparently we have the same fucking inhalers, and she was like, no, I need you to fucking stop, because like if I keep laughing I'm gonna have an asthma attack. I was like, dude. I was like, bro, you can't do that, I have asthma. And she was like, I do too. And then we started talking about our giant ass inhalers. We literally have the same type of inhaler. And she like stood up. She was like, no, I need to step away because I'm about to piss myself and I'm gonna like go into like, I'm gonna have an asthma attack. She was like, once I get to having the laugh where it's like where like you can't really hear the laughing and it's just like the mouth is open and there's no noise, she's like, there's no coming back from that. She was like, so I need to go mentally reset. And she goes and she stands up and she stands in the corner and I'm like, what, are you farting over there? Because that's the only thing, like when people stand up and go stand in the corner, that's the only thing I can think of. I'm like, oh, are you like going to like rip ass over there? And it just fucking sent everybody off again, dude. It was such a fun night. Is that Bari Loaf? Yes. Bari Loaf. This is her card. You probably can't scan the QR code because the quality is so bad. But yeah, Bari was an absolute hoot. A hoot and a holler to talk to. She was so nice to talk to. Let's see, I'm trying to see who to, which thing to show next. I have Rise ribbons, I have Stay Moldy, and I have Fresh Lemonade. And I asked Rye, I was like, Rye, is this talking about piss? And she was like, it's whatever you want it to be. So Rye is handing out piss ribbons. So, whatever, bro. That look. Not my issue. Also on Saturday was Sayu's panel, which I listened into and I recorded. I don't know if we were allowed to record, but I was like, I can't be in trouble. Like, I'm her manager, right? And so I recorded it so I could post it for her members. But I opened the card packs that we got, because everybody got like a card pack. Me with my industry badge, I didn't get a mystery card pack, which I was fucking pissed about. But people that bought the regular badges, they got cards. So I got the mascot, I got Artemis of the Blue, I got Akiko Ataku, and I got Olivia Monroe. And if I'm being honest, I don't think I know any of these people. I think I might have heard their names before, but I don't actually know them. But it's a collectible trading card, so you know I'm about to have that shit. Here's my key card for the Hyatt that I stole. Oh my god, immersion break. You can see my fucking reflection. Or not my reflection, but you can see my VTuber reflection. See guys, this is how I look in person. See, when my reflection gets exposed, it's not of my human face, it's of my VTuber model. Guys, I'm an anime woman IRL too, I swear. I swear. And Saturday, I walked around and I gave out snacks to artists. And as I was leaving the artist alley, one of the multiple times I left the artist alley, somebody had these. Wanted, small PO, extinction level, diabetic threat. Reward 1 dozen cookies. So, I don't know who this is, but I think this is really cute. I think this was just somebody that was like a fan of a VTuber passing these out. But yeah, I think that is very cool and very cute. Also, this was in my purse. I think my dad gave me this Pokemon card like ages ago. And I know it's my dad because he put it in a fucking Ziploc bag. And my dad puts everything in a Ziploc bag. This is a singular fucking Pokemon card. And he put it in a Ziploc bag. So, slay, I guess. I guess it was just still in my purse from when he gave it to me. But so I gave snacks to a lot of people. But Nullery gave me their card. So did Teary Bush, artist VTuber. Very, very sweet. And y'all might see this. It's a Rye sticker. So the artist, one of the artists that I gave out snacks to, was like, please take something in return. Like, thank you so much. Please take something in return. And I was like, ooh, Rye. I was like, oh, I actually, like, I work with Rye. So, you know, a Rye sticker would be nice. So, They gave me a rice sticker. Shout out! Shout out! Shout out! And then a different artist. Can I show this on Twitch? I think I can. Melon Minty gave this card. Booba. Very sweet. Very cool. Also on Saturday, I met Ruben Sargasm. And you guys might know Ruben as like the flesh tuber that plays with VTubers. But I know Ruben as a Sombra one trick in Overwatch 1. I first discovered Ruben when he was a small little wee lad, because I just went to Overwatch and I was looking for Sombra gameplay. I was looking for Sombra streamers, and Ruben came up across my feed, and it has been such a pleasure to see him grow and see his audience grow and see him do such amazing things. And Alex saw Ruben. I was like, oh, that's Ruben, like, say hi. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, like, I'll say hi. But then people kept calling him over. Like, he's fucking, okay, Mr. fucking big time, Mr. Hot Shot. Like, he'd literally take 2 steps and somebody would be like, Ruben! And then he'd take another 2 steps and be like, Ruben! And he took another step, so somebody would be like, oh my god, Ruben! Hey, what's up, man? And I was like, nah, like, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna let him, like, have his time. But the thing is, like, because Ruben actually streams with his face, he's at a disadvantage. Because everybody knows what he looks like, but nobody, like, he doesn't know what anybody else looks like because, you know, we're all VTubers. And Alex was like, no, like, you know, go say hi to him and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, like, look at all the people that would have talked to him. Like, he probably wants to get along wherever he's going, because he was walking into the artist alley. And the artist alley is also where, like, food was and stuff. In my head, I was like, you know, he probably wants, like, food or something. And, like, people keep stopping him. He's probably fucking starving, or he's really fucking thirsty or whatever. I was like, you know, like, I don't need to stop by and see him. Like, I could just DM him or whatever and be like, oh, I saw you, whatever. I was like, no, like, you should. Alex was like, you should say hi. And so finally, he started walking and nobody called him over. So I was like, Ruben! And he, like, kind of looked around. I was like, Ruben! And then he saw me, and he doesn't know what I look like. So he walked over, because obviously, like, I called his name, and I showed my badge. I was like, hey, it's Ray. And he was like, oh my god, Ray! And he goes in for the hug, and he's like, I was gonna say, like, if I didn't see you around, I was gonna message you and be like, Ray, where the fuck are you? I need to meet you. We need to talk. And he was really, very sweet, and he was also with Mari Dorable, and Mari has been in my concerts before. Very slay. I believe she still streams on Irium. She was the Irium founding streamer. That's how I met her, at least. But, you know, we had a nice little conversation, and he seemed to be enjoying the con, even though, like, fucking everybody was pulling him aside because they all know what he looks like. That was very sweet. Let's see, who else did I meet that day? Oh, I met Kohi. I gave Kohi some snacks, and Kohi gave me a sticker sheet for free. It was very nice. Oh, I have another one of these because Alex was given one too. Let's see. I have a ticket for the guest and industry mixer, which was how do I say this? Last year, I knew a lot of the people that were at the industry mixer, but this year, I went to the industry mixer, and I didn't really know that many people there. I also wasn't there the whole time. I was only there for, like, the first hour, whereas last year, I was there for, like, the full mixer duration, so that obviously probably had some type of, effect. But I also forgot my fucking ID, so I couldn't get any alcoholic beverages, which fucking sucked. But I did get to give my drink ticket to a friend, and she enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that was cool. I met a couple of cool people at the mixer as well. There's other, like, I have so many people's cards. Like, I have so many, like, stuffed in my wallet, stuffed in the back of my phone. So I'm sure there's more. But I think this is the last one. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, there's 2 more. So some of you might know HR Chan from SVA, Socks Agency. Her thing, I don't know what it is, but she likes destroying Pokemon cards. I think she likes seeing the pain in people's eyes. Dude, you can't actually tell how destroyed it is. Okay, there you go. Do you see like the staples on it? Where it was like cut, she like cuts it and she staples it back together and she writes on the back of it, in Sharpie. So those were like her business cards. And then I really need to find the artist because this was so fucking cute. But I got this Fuwamoko print because they were like wanting me to take a freebie from their booth for bringing them snacks. And so they gave me a free print and they were like, is there anything that you want? And they had these and then they had like big prints that were like posters. And they were like, is there anything that you want? And I was like, oh, because also I was at a loss for words. So I didn't even say Fuwamoko. I was like, can I get a Bow Bow print? Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? But I mean, like, she immediately knew what I meant. And she went to like stand up and get me one of the big prints. And I pointed. I was like, no, like I want this small one. It's like, can I get this small one? And she's like, oh yeah, of course. Just yoink it. Because it was self-serve. She's like, yeah, just take one. I was like, yippee. So I got a Fuwamoko print. So the very last thing is Sunday. I had a nice dinner with Odyssey, Eurobeat, and a bunch of her friends. I met, holy shit. I met like 5 people during that dinner. But the main one the one that you guys are most likely to know, and this is also the only person that I have a card for in this pile, is the Batgirl. Batgirl! I don't actually know how to fully pronounce her name. Avuni? I do not know. Violet? A night tempo or height tempo? Or Avuni? Avonil? Very cute. Very cutesy. Very poopsy. Everybody at that dinner was on their hot girl shit. It was actually crazy. But it was really nice. And Odyssey treated me to a nice meal. I got food, and I was like, dude, this food is so good. And Odyssey was like, I got the check. I was like, oh. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take her, like, paying the full thing. So I gave her, like, some. She was like, no, like, it's my treat. And she was like, no, like, I got it covered. Like, this is, like, I want to do this for you. Because she was like, you came to my neck of the woods. I know traveling is, like, da-da-da-da-da. And you did the travel and you made it here. I think she saw my tweets. my travel struggles. But she was very, very nice. And that whole group was very sweet to talk to. And those are all the goodies that I got. Those are all, like, the physical things that I have. I have more business cards. And I have more stories, but guys, I'm not gonna lie, my throat's kind of starting to hurt. And I don't want to explode. I think there's one more story that I'll tell, and then the rest will have to be just, the rest I'll just tell you guys throughout other streams, because I'll also probably remember things as things happen, or, like, I'll, like, be reminded of something, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let me just do a quick look-see. Oh, yeah, okay. I could have... Okay, I don't want to seem like a fucking idiot, but I thought this was, like, something Nimi Nightmare related, but I don't actually know for sure. Oh my god, wait, no, there's 2 more things I want to talk about. Okay. Oh, that's gonna take so long, though. Ugh. Okay. Hold on, let me drink some water and take a breath real quick. Because I have 2 more stories. I have to bitch. Okay. Okay. I totally forgot. My first story, that's, like, silly. Or my second to last. So, silly goober story. Alright. So I showed Ricky's card. Ricky was at this party. You know, everybody was drinking. And we were sitting outside. And a fucking possum is running across the fence. And he sees the possum. He's like, holy shit, a possum! I want to pet it! And he goes and he fucking runs to this fence. And this fence is like 10 feet off the ground. Where the possum is like 10 feet off the ground. And he goes and like, I need to pull up MS Paint so that you guys can fucking see. You guys can understand what I'm talking about here. Okay, hold on. I have to draw a fucking graph, okay? It's that important. Alright, here we are. Okay. Oh, that's not thick enough. I need you to be dummy thick. How do I get the brush to be thicker? Hello? Am I stupid? Wait. How do you make the brush thicker? Huh? Can you not? Nani? Guys. Okay, whatever. I'll just do this. Okay. So the fence, this is like the 10-foot tall fence, okay? This is where the fence is, like, hold on. Okay, this is where, like, the fences intersect, okay? The fence going this way is, like, this much shorter. It's, like, 2 feet shorter. And then there's a fence that goes this way that's, like, a foot shorter, okay? It's, like, it's very weird. But this fence is, like, very much taller than the other two. So Ricky runs up here. There's like a little air filter box here. He jumps on top of this box. Then he puts his foot on this fence. And then he tries to put his foot on this fence. And everything happens so fucking fast. And I was like, no, you're gonna get rabies. Because that's where my brain went to. I was like, the possum's gonna fucking attack you. You're gonna get rabies. And him and some other dude were like, no, you can't get rabies from a possum. That's a lie. That's a fib. That's false information. That's misinformation. I was like, okay, well, then you're gonna fucking fall and die. Because this is really tall, okay? And that this, like, the possum is, like, here when he starts running, right? And he starts running up here, and obviously the possum's getting scared, so the possum's like, skee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And by the time he's here, like, he's here, and he's trying to, like, reach for the possum, and the possum's, like, right here, and he couldn't get there in time, and the possum runs over to this fence and, like, fucks off, right? But he's standing on top of this fence, and, like, I cannot stress enough how tall this fucking fence is. Like, if I was standing here, like, this is where I'd probably be, next to this fence. This fence was, like, 3 of me tall. Or, like, it was very, very fucking tall. And he's fucking standing up here, and he runs, and he's trying to pet the fucking possum. And we're all like, no! Rabies! And he's like, no, you can't get rabies from possums. And we're like, okay, well, then you're gonna fucking fall. And he stands up here, and the possum is over here. And he's just standing here fucking looking at it, bro. He's like, come back, bro. I want to pet you, bro. But it runs away, so he hops back down. He hops back down. And after he hops down, he's like, okay, well, I need to explain to you. I need to tell you why you can't get rabies from possums. Or I need you to know that you can't get rabies from possums. And so he spent like 10 minutes explaining to me that you can't get rabies from possums. And then he starts talking about his cats, and they were very, very cute, and it was very, very sweet. And then Alex showed pictures of our cats, and he was like, holy shit, I love your cats. And he's just he's very sweet. And he's so passionate about animals. And he's like, yeah, there's a raccoon maid cafe in Korea. Isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that insane? I want to work there. And then it happens again, where, like, he goes off on a tangent, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, dude, there's a maid cafe that's raccoon themed in Korea. Isn't that crazy? And so, that's how you know, like, that was the vibes of this party. Like, people weren't remembering what they were fucking saying, like, 2 minutes ago when they had just said it. And it was so funny. And he was just talking about, he's like, yeah, I love rats and I love little critters and I love birds and I love pigeons. And he has his mascot is, I believe it's like a crow or a raven. And like a bit is that his bird really hates pigeons. And it's funny because like pigeons are like the most common bird. And we were talking about like birds and we were talking about pigeons and stuff. And, you know, the conversation with him kind of like died down a bit. And so I go back and like mainly like I would talk to other people and I'd like introduce myself and then I'd be like, okay. And I just kind of sit there because like, you know, conversation just fizzles out. And then like my default conversation would be with Ugu and Jay because it was just like, I don't know, we just got along really well. And so I was talking with them and Jay was like, holy fuck, it's glowing red. And I was like, what? What? And I turned, I'm like, what's glowing red? And in my head, I hear like glowing red. And I think of like, you know, when you're recording and your camera light glows red. I was thinking like somebody was like over the fence, like recording us or something, which would have been like really scary. Cause that's how she was acting. She acted like so fucking scared, like scared for her life. And she was like, oh my God, it's glowing red. And I was like, what? And she was like, his thing is growing. And I was like, okay. His thing, what are we talking about? And then I turned around and I saw like there was a camera, but it was like a house security camera, like from that the homeowner had. And I was like, oh, is it the Ring camera? And she was like, no, his bird. And I look over and Ricky, he does have a bird, but it's not glowing red. And she was like, I swear I saw the eyes light up red. And so I was like, I like kind of poked him and I was like, hey, does your bird glow red? Like, you know, my friend over here says that she saw it glowing red and she's like kind of like tweaking about it. Like, does it glow red? And he was like, oh yeah. And he like tapped the bird's head and the bird's eyes glows red. And the bird was like, quack, 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 or like some shit. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. And then I was like, oh, like, it's nice to meet you. I'm Ray, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, the conversation went from there. But I was like, holy fucking shit. And while we were talking, he didn't even have to tap the bird for it to, like, start talking on its own. Like, the bird, literally, by itself, randomly, the eyes glow red, and the bird just starts fucking yapping, bro. And it doesn't say words. I mean, it's a bird. It goes like, quack, 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 or what, you know. So I was like, holy shit, like that is, you know, creepy. That is weird. So, yeah, but that was like a funny story. And now we're back to pain and fucking suffering. So, back to talking about flight shit. Let's talk about my flights. Oh yeah, let's just talk about the great time that I had with my flights because I never have issues with my flights. Do you guys have flights? You guys get direct flights? You guys don't have connecting flights? Okay, cool. So, Alex and I had a flight that was supposed to leave at 5 a.m. From the San Jose airport, okay? I'm so glad we checked. Because we checked that night. And it was not from the San Jose airport. It was from the San Francisco airport. And I don't know why it got booked at San Francisco because I didn't book San Francisco. When I went into the flight details, I booked it to be from San Jose, from my hometown to San Jose, and then San Jose back to my hometown. But I guess on the day we were flying out, there was none from San Jose, like even if it took connecting flights to go back to my hometown. So they shoved us into San Francisco. And where we were staying was like a 10-minute drive from the San Jose airport. It was like an hour drive from from my airport to the San Francisco airport. Hi, Gambit! Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Offkai was great. Well, we're at the last bit of bitching. And then I can be like, oh yeah, it was so fun. But, so, this is where we're on the way out. And our flight, again, it was at 5 a.m. So, it's kind of this thing where I don't know either San Jose or San Francisco. They're both big airports. Like, anything is a big airport compared to me, because the airport that I fly out of literally has 6 terminals, and that's it. So, it's like relatively big and I've never been there before and I'm unfamiliar with the area. And I was like, I also have to take an Uber. So that's going to take a ton of time. Da, 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 da. So I went and I was like, okay, we got to go to San Francisco. And it says it's like a 45-minute drive. So I'm just going to round up and say that it's going to be an hour drive. So Alex and I had to fly back technically Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. So Monday, the whole day Monday, we're like packing, we're getting set up. And then I was like, okay, we still have some credits at round 1. And Alex and I never got to finish a bowling game. So Alex and I were like, oh yeah, like let's go bowling and we'll eat some food and we'll spend the rest of our round 1 credits. And then we can go back to the hotel and then go from the hotel to the airport. Another thing I really fucking hate is here in my area, like in my hometown and where I live now, if I go to Google Maps and something says it's a 5-minute drive away, it's a 5-minute drive away because my Google Maps accounts for traffic. If something is usually a 5-minute drive, but there's traffic and so now it's a 10-minute drive, my Google Maps will say it's a 10-minute drive. But in fucking San Jose, no matter where you're fucking going, Google Maps always says it's a 5-minute drive. Even if there's traffic, it does not account for traffic. It does not account for any fucking stoplights. It doesn't account for any fucking accidents. It doesn't account for any backups. And I'm like, hey, shouldn't it be the complete fucking opposite? Because, like, wouldn't y'all need more accurate information than fucking a small town in Timbuktu? But whatever. So, like, Google Maps says, like, it's a 5-minute drive from round 1 to the hotel I was staying at, but the hotel was always a 15-minute drive to anywhere. If anywhere said it was a 5-minute drive, it was actually a 15-minute drive. So I like rounded up everything. So if it said like, oh, it's going to be a 20-minute drive, I was like, it's a 30. If it says it's a 45-minute drive, I'm going to say it's an hour. But yeah, so Alex and I were like, oh yeah, like we can go to round 1. And instead of, okay, so it's a 5 a.m. flight, which means I would have to wake up at 1 a.m. because it would be like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. is me like showering and getting ready and getting like the final things packed. And from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. we'd be driving to the airport and then we would get there at 3 a.m. so we could like check in our bags and shit like that. And then, you know, because you're supposed to get there like two hours early. And then once we get our bags checked in, then we'll be there at the flight. That sounds exhausting. Exactly. And I was like, what's the point in me waking up at 1 a.m.? Because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I have to wake up so early. I'm probably not even going to go to fucking sleep on time. Because mind you, keep in mind, the night before, I went to bed at 4 a.m. because I had a party. And then 2 nights before, I went to bed at 4 a.m. because I had a party. And the night before that, I went to bed at like 3 a.m. So I was like, you know what? Let's just stay up and just never go to sleep. And then we can sleep on the flight and we can like sleep in the airport. Because I am also never, ever going to be able to sleep the night before flight, ever, because of such a bad travel anxiety. So even if I did try to go to bed at like 8 p.m. and go to bed really fucking early, from 8 p.m. to like midnight, I'm just going to be tossing and turning in my bed, not able to go to sleep. And then once it hits midnight, I'm going to be like, oh, I'll just start getting ready early for it anyways. So Alex and I went to round 1 and we were going to round 1 early. I think we were there at like 9 p.m. and we were playing games and we were doing bowling and we were eating and blah, blah, blah. And we got there like 10 p.m. and we were going to be there for a while. But I'm looking up things and I'm like, how long is the average time to go through TSA at, you know, the San Francisco airport at 3 a.m? Because that's when we were going to be there. And I sent Alex like the average wait times and it was like a 20-minute wait. I was like, okay, so we can plan around this, so like we're not late and blah blah blah. And then Alex messages me and he was like, holy shit, we can't actually get through TSA from 2:30 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. And I was like, what do you mean? Apparently all the fucking TSA checkpoints closed except for like one that's on the opposite end of the airport, of the San Francisco airport, so it's fucking huge. So I think we were like at terminal 3 and the only terminal that was open for TSA was like terminal fucking 12. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. So the TSA checkpoint for the terminal that we had to go through closed at 3 a.m. So Alex and I, like, we were going to play another round of bowling. We were going to buy some more round 1 credits and we were just going to take our time and chill. But we checked the time and it was like, holy shit, we need to go like now if we want to get to TSA before 3 a.m. before it closes. So Alex and I go to leave, and we did still have some credits. And I used my credits. I got Kuromi, because Kuromi was the one plushie I really, really wanted. But when I went there, all of the Kuromis were like really, really stuffed in there. Like, you know, when you go to a claw machine and you're like, like none of these are ready. It was like that. And so I finally got a Kuromi. Like, literally, Kuromi was the last thing that I won. And as Alex and I are leaving, like, I'm at like a little claw machine kind of by myself. Like, Alex is beside me, but if you didn't know Alex and I were like together, it would look like I'm at my claw machine and Alex was just at the claw machine next to me, and like we weren't with each other. And I feel somebody looking at me, and I turn around and there's this like old dude that, like, if I'm being honest, like, he just looked really creepy, okay? And he was just fucking staring at me. And it doesn't, I don't care when I catch people staring, because, you know, sometimes people, like, you know, they gaze off or like they're staring and they're not meaning to be rude. They're just like looking, especially if you're like tired. I get scared when I catch somebody staring at me and I look at them and they don't look away. I am staring this man dead in the eye and he is not fucking looking away. And he's standing like 2 rows behind. And he's like looking over the claw machine at me. And I look over at Alex and I'm like, okay, Alex didn't notice and I don't want to like freak out. I was like, maybe it's nothing. So I was like, okay, Alex, like, you know, we got to go to the airport. And as I start getting my stuff, again, still, like, if you didn't know Alex and I were together, you would think that maybe I was like walking off by myself, or like maybe, you know, we were gonna walk and then we were gonna like part ways or whatever. So I start walking, and like it's literally like I walk like 10 steps, and this guy waits for me to walk like 5 steps, and then he starts matching my steps. Like, he waits to be like delayed behind me by a bit, so he's not walking like right beside me, but he's like he's walking the same amount as me. Like, I was like, that's so weird. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let this guy pass me. And I stop and he stops. And I take 2 steps and then he takes 2 steps. But he's like hiding behind like machines in the round 1. And I told Alex, I was like, this dude, I was like, okay, this guy's following me. And Alex was like, what, who? And I was like 4 rows down, like 2 columns back. That guy that's still staring at me from over the fucking claw machines is fucking following me. And he was like, okay, well, like, let's go. And we walk to the elevator. And so now at this point, now it's obvious that Alex and I are like, he's at least like walking me to the elevator. It's obvious that like we know each other, and he's still following me. And then when we get to the elevator, he stands like 2 machines away and like waits for me to get on the elevator and for Alex to leave so that like he can get on the elevator with me. And as soon as like the elevator opens and I got in the elevator, he went to go get in the elevator, but then when he saw that Alex was getting in the elevator with me, he just like he like stopped and he turned around and he just like looked at me. And Alex and I, like, there's security at round 1. I think it's after 9 p.m. You can't go into round 1 without a security guard like scanning you in. You have to like get pat down, and they have like a metal detector. And they make sure you're not bringing in any outside like food or drinks or whatever. And so I was like scared, so I sat like very near like the police officer and everything. And in my head, I'm like, okay, if I'm just being super, super uncharitable, maybe he was just waiting for the elevator. That guy never went down the fucking elevator. And there was nobody going up the elevator. There was nobody going down the elevator. The elevator did not go out of service. And he didn't go down the stairs either. So I was like, that really scared the shit out of me. And I actually don't know what would have happened if Alex wasn't there. Like, if I'm being realistic, the worst thing would be like if I went to go on the elevator and he went on the elevator with me, I just wouldn't have taken the elevator. I would have gone to the stairs. And then directly told like the security guard what was happening. But that was like really fucking scary. Like he was, I don't know, like I can't explain to you how obvious it was that this man was following me. But it was so obvious. And it got to a point, like, once I pointed it out and Alex was, like, looking out for it, Alex was like, wait, like, what the fuck? And Alex was trying to, like, block me visibly from this man. And, Alex would, like, stand at an angle where I would block the line of sight from this man would be blocked. And the man would, like, readjust himself so that he could stare at me again. And so that was really fucking scary. And, yeah, that guy, like, that is definitely fucking trouble. Always tries to cut when a creep. Exactly. And it's like, I just don't know. Like, he didn't have a game card. He wasn't there with his kids. He didn't have, like, he wasn't holding any water or anything. Like, he didn't have anything. And during this whole time, like, I had passed him a few times and I kind of, like, clocked it. I was like, every time I've looked at this guy, he's not playing any games. So I'm like, what are you doing in a round one with no kids? Like, you're not watching, it's not like you're watching your kids play games and you're not playing any games. So what the fuck are you doing in a round one? But anyway, so that was really fucking scary. And so I was really shaken up. And then I bundled that up with my travel anxiety. And so Alex and I hop in an Uber from, and I I was so paranoid. I was like, Alex, I need you to go in the Uber first and make sure that the Uber driver isn't like the dude that we just saw. Because in my head, I was like, literally the worst thing that could happen is like he hops on Uber and he takes the Uber ride and it's like the same fucking dude. Like, and I know that sounds really paranoid, but I was like, Alex, I just need you to like check. Because we had 2 instances where, because we took Ubers the whole fucking time we were in San Jose, and I had 2 instances where the Uber driver's profile picture did not match the actual driver. And that is really scary. And I'm glad I wasn't traveling alone. I don't think I can travel alone. Like, I'm just too scared. Like, I'm too much of a pussy. But that can be really dangerous because, like, it's like, oh, you think you're getting in the car with, like, this old lady and it ends up being, like, a 30-year-old man. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Exactly, radical. Like, there's just no... I just feel like I would rather be labeled as like paranoid and like skittish than like, you know, be trafficked. So exactly, Rooster, like genuinely I do not advise anybody to travel alone ever, even if you're a dude. Like, this is gonna sound like, I mean, it's kind of half a joke, but like, even if you're like a twink, like if you're a skinny dude, don't fucking travel alone. Cause like, I don't know, like, y'all don't travel alone. Like, like, if you have the option to travel with friends or travel with family, please don't travel alone because it's very, like, please be careful. Please always be aware. And as much as, like, I love interacting with people and I love making friends with, like, new people, there's, like, you being polite to a stranger does not prioritize your safety as a human. So, like, just always be careful. It was really scary. But once I got in the Uber, like the Uber, it wasn't the same guy. It was somebody else, and I was just glad to be gone. And I also was glad. Hi, Jordan, welcome in. I also was glad that I wasn't taking Uber to my house. And I also was glad that I wasn't staying in the hotel, because there are some other things that can happen after a situation like that. Like, theoretically, he could like get in the car and like follow the Uber, but literally, Alex and I were going to our hotel to take our suitcases and then directly take another Uber straight to the airport. So I felt very safe because I was like, this isn't my house. I'm not even sleeping here another night. Like, Alex and I are literally leaving. I'm going to be in a hotel lobby. There's like 4 workers in here. And I know what this guy looks like. That's the most important thing. Like, I know who to look out for. So Alex and I get in this Uber, and I'm, like, coming down from, like, being really fucking creeped out. And I'm back to just, like, okay, well, let's get to this airport on time. Let's go home. I can't wait to be snuggled in my bed and cuddle with my kitties, like, miles and miles away from that fucking creep, okay? Also, okay, to add context to all that, I have had 2 stalkers in my lifetime, and I only know what one of them looks like. one of the stalkers that I have he still actively stalks me, but he does it online. I've never seen his face before. So that's something that also makes me extremely paranoid. Because it's just like, you never fucking know. But so I go and we're in the fucking Uber. Oh my God. We're in this Uber and I see our Uber driver on his fucking Google Maps. And there's the route that we're taking currently. And the route that we're taking currently is blue, right? And it avoids the highway, but it's blue and it says we have like a 7-minute ETA, like it's going to be a 7-minute car drive. I actively watch our Uber driver click another route that is red. And now I'm still on the fritz because of what just happened. And like my brain isn't braining. In my head, I'm like, oh, it's just like, you know, blue is one route, red is another, and then another route would be like green, and he just picks whatever. But like thinking back on it now, like I don't know if you guys have ever used Google Maps or Apple Maps or anything, but if you click on a route and it's red, that means there's a shit ton of traffic, okay? He actively clicks on a route that is red, and our ETA, like we pull, and Alex like points at like traffic that's like below us. And it's like literally bumper to bumper. Nobody is moving a fucking centimeter, okay? And in my head, I'm like, oh, thank God, like we don't have to drive in that. And then I see our driver take a turn onto an off-ramp. And the off-ramp was onto the fucking highway below us that was bumper to bumper, not moving. And there was people directly behind him, so he couldn't back out of it. Because immediately, as soon as he pulled into the highway, he was like looking behind him to see if he could like back out and go the other route. But our Uber driver actively changed the route from the suggested route to a route that he wanted to fucking do. And I tweeted about this because of course I fucking did. I bitched about it. I said, just actively watched my Uber change a suggested route to a route highlighted in red. We haven't moved on the highway in 15 minutes, and I'll likely not get to the airport in time before TSA is closed for the night. If he just went the original route, we would have been fine. Because that's true. We would have been fine. And this was also the ride from round 1 to the airport, so this isn't even taking into account the actual ride from the airport to the round 1. So this was at 2 a.m. Okay? 2 a.m. Reminder. TSA closes at 3 a.m. And that doesn't mean like, oh, you pull up at 2:59. PSA doesn't fucking play. They're clocking out when they're fucking clocking out. So you probably want to pull up, you know. And then also, we're not even at the hotel yet. From the hotel to the airport, said it was a 45-minute drive. And again, with San Jose stuff, the San Jose estimates are usually off by a lot. So I was like, dude, we're not going to fucking make it before TSA closes. And the thing is, there wouldn't be an issue, but TSA opens at like 4:30 and our flight is supposed to depart at 5. So it's another thing where the onboarding is probably going to be happening at 4:30. And so if we're going through TSA at 4:30, unless we literally are the first people in line and we're the first through TSA and we literally sleep in the TSA line, we're not going to fucking make it through. And I don't even think they would let us sleep in the TSA line because they have to close off like the whole area for the terminal. So I was like, fuck, we're so fucking doomed. This is going to be so shit. Okay. Also, I didn't even realize that the TSA line closed from like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I think that's really fucking stupid. Like, I understand people have to go on breaks and stuff, but just have a temp come in. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I think that's really dumb. Especially for an airport as big as San Francisco, but whatever. So, like, if you're gonna have flights leaving at 5 a.m., you can't have your TSA open at 4:30. I'm sorry. Like, you're dooming a certain amount of people to just not fucking get through TSA on time, right? Like, is that not just... JJ, I was just talking about you. Guys, Jay is the one that like went into the corner and I was like, oh, are you farting over there? Jay is the one I said that I was keying it up with chatting with Ugu Bear, and the one that I was like, Yeah, this is like my default people I was talking to because we were vibing really, really well. Yeah, we were just talking about you. And I was talking about you tweaking out about Ricky's bird. Yeah, you were in the story times. Girl in the corner. Yeah, literally, bro. She went in that corner to rip ass. And my asthma twin, slay, asthma twin. Ass is ripped, dude. Literally, bro. She went in the corner to rip ass. Asthma, exactly, dude. This is what I'm saying. But like, okay, so literally our Uber, we would have been okay. But he chose the red route, and then we did go through traffic, and we made it to our hotel. All right? We made it to our hotel, and I immediately called an Uber. Alex went up to our room and got all our suitcases, and this Uber driver pulls up, and I don't know what this Uber driver was on, but this guy made an hour-long fucking ride in 25 minutes. And I didn't even tell him to book it. He was just booking that shit. And I was ignoring it every time I looked over to his speedometer and it said 90. I was ignoring it. Truthfully, I was ignoring it. Because like either I'm going to make it on my flight or I'm going to die. And so it was literally like the worst Uber driver I had ever had versus like the worst Uber driver I've ever had versus the best Uber driver I've ever had. Literally back to fucking back. Ubers in the Bay Area, the lure was literally, dude, he was so, he actively chose like the suggested route. It was blue. The suggested route was blue and it had a 5-minute thing. Literally, it pisses me off because he was like, oh, I have to drive for 2 more minutes, then turn. Like, I just want to turn here. Like, I'm used to turning. Like, I usually just turn here. And so he was like, I'll just do my regular turn. And then there was fucking so we get to TSA, and again, TSA closes, or this TSA terminal closed at 3 a.m., okay? We got there at 2:55. We fucking ran through that shit. We ran to the fucking terminal. I go through my thing. I'm like, I throw everything in the bin, and I'm like, why won't they let me through? And then this guy is just looking at me, and he's not telling me why he won't let me through. And then finally, he goes, shoes. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. And I take off my shoes, and I put it in. And he's like, and then I'm like wondering why they won't let me through. And he's like, chapstick. I had a tube of chapstick in my hand, and I'm literally just so fucking frazzled. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And then I go through the scanner, and the lady's like, can you take the lid off that chapstick for me? And I like show her, and I was like, yeah. She was like, okay. And then my bag gets pulled aside because I have sometimes my asthma medication gets flagged in the TSA. And so my bag got pulled aside. It was very fucking cringe ass nanny baby, okay? Also, I don't appreciate the clown nose, but it was very cringe. And so the dude got pulled aside. And I'm literally so frazzled. Like, I literally just had a dude, I think, try to fucking yoink me up off the street. I almost didn't make it to TSA. I'm fucking frazzle-dazzled because I haven't slept yet. And it's like 3 a.m. And TSA, like, opens my bag. And there was something on top of the thing that he was trying to get to. And I'm also just trying to make it through TSA before TSA closes. Because people have been turned away from TSA while they're in the middle of the process. My sister has. And so I was like, I was like, I'm just so stupid. I was like, oh, let me help you. And I like moved, it was my fucking My Melody slippers. I was like, oh, let me move out of the way for you. And the guy was like, no. He was like, don't touch it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking stupid. I'm in the TSA agent is literally scanning to make sure I don't have bombs. And I'm like, oh, let me move this out the way. Oh my God! So he thought I was a terrorist. And so I had to get patted down. And Alex had to get fucking patted down. I was like, oh my God! He fucking went through. And I was fine. And Alex, like, his zipper always gets scanned in TSA for the specific pair of sweatpants. They get scanned, and then they do the pat down, and they, like, fucking grab his balls, and they're like, okay, you're all clear. But it was for his fucking zipper, so it's like it's not even close. I think you should absolutely consider getting TSA pre-check. It's less than $100 for at least a few years and you breeze through. I'm considering it because I literally only fly once a year and it's for Offkai. And I was like, man, like, can I really justify the cost? Yes, bitch. This is insane. They got to grab Alex's balls before I did. That is crazy! Nobody got to do it before me, though. They don't want to see me ball. Separate hella ball. I have TSA pre-check and I love it. See, the thing is, here, like, every time I see the TSA pre-check line, it's usually the same length. But it would be good for stuff like, I guess, like, shorter TSA lines. Knowing your luck, yes. Dude, my luck is so bad. Ugh. Her TSA, and I already know this is gonna be a bad moment. Yeah, so, but I did get through TSA. TSA fucking ball checked my boyfriend, which was like, okay, kind of weird, but whatever. I got all my stuff. Oh my god, okay. The perfect fucking resolution to all of this is coming, and I need you guys. I really need you guys to bear with me here. Austin again, and Iron Psycho. And Pinpoint and Chicken Boy. I appreciate y'all in the YouTube chat. I'm sorry my YouTube chat won't show on Twitch. But I don't want to get banny-wannied. I want to keep my Twitch account. But I know you guys exist. Oh my god, I was just about to fucking spoil it. So Alex and I get to the terminal. And... Alex and I get to the terminal. And Alex lays down. And he's trying to go to bed. And he's trying to get some sleep. And I totally understand. I totally get it. And I make sure our things are all good to go. I make sure that Alex is tucked in nicely. I get the blanket out. I make sure he has a nice pillow. I make sure our suitcases are close enough to us so that, like, somebody can't really steal without waking us up because they'd be so fucking close to us. Okay? I'm about to fall asleep. I'm closing my eyes and I'm finally relaxing. This is the eclipse. I'm like, all I have to do is I'm just going to sleep until it's time to get on this flight. I'm so exhausted. And I hear probably like 5 fucking terminals down. As I'm literally drifting off into sleep, I hear this.
All my friends know the low rider.
And I start fucking tweaking. I don't know if it was the stalker. I don't know if it was the Uber driver. I don't know if it was holding my piss for 5 hours. But hearing the fucking George Lopez intro interrupt me being able to go to sleep made me crash out so hard. I wasn't able to go to sleep at all. For the whole fucking duration. The whole fucking duration of the flight. We were waiting for this flight for like 3 hours. And because I hear this fuck-ass intro, I cannot go to sleep because it makes me giggle. I hear the doo 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 doo. I hear that. And I start kicking. I start giggling. I start going hee. And I turn over to Alex and I'm like, huh, baby, did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's the George Lopez intro. And he's fucking... And so I'm left to myself. I'm left to myself. I need my lesson. So I spent the whole fucking airport in this plane for 20 minutes. I don't know. I thought somebody was watching like an episode, but this song played for like 20 fucking minutes. And every time I was about to stop laughing, it played again. And it played again. And then it repeated. And I just couldn't fucking go to sleep. So I stayed up for the whole 3 hours. When the whole point was I was supposed to get there early enough so that I could go to sleep in the airport and have a silly, jolly old time. I couldn't go the fuck to sleep because of George Lopez. And I woke Alex up and we got on our flight. In my last, actually, the best thing to eclipse this is there was some dickhead. After we finished pre-boarding, they were like, oh, like military standby, like the people that don't have to pay for their flights or whatever. And pre-boarding had already ended. And it was a long ass pre-boarding because there was like 2 families that had like infants. So pre-boarding lasted like 20 minutes. So it was longer than usual pre-boarding. And so we're getting boarded onto the plane. And some fucking dickwad tech bro is like, I'm here for the standby pre-boarding. And the flight attendant, I could fucking marry her. She's like, pre-boarding already ended. Okay, so you're gonna have to wait at the end of the line. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. And he tried to get a word in, and she just kept saying, yeah, have a great day, thank you. And I was like, yes! Fuck that guy. Yes! Like, it made everything okay. It made everything okay. He was like, are you being serious right now? I was like, yes. Fuck that guy. Anyways. The flight home was smooth. One of the flight attendants was like, really, he like basically did everything but call me a fat fuck. He was like, oh, so you're gonna need like a diet Coke. You're gonna want you'd like a diet Coke. I was like, no, regular Coke. He was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get you that diet Coke. I was like, no. And he was like, do you need your breakfast tray? Are we skipping breakfast this morning? Do you think we should skip breakfast this morning? Please tell me you're lying. No! I literally leaned over to Alex. I was like, I told him I wanted a Coke, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna get you a diet. And I was like, no, I want a regular. And he was like, diet? Like, who did you fly with? I flew with United, and that's the first United Airlines flight attendant I've ever had issue with. They're usually very kind and accommodating. The flight attendant was an asshole, yeah. But the other one was really nice. Like there were 3 flight attendants, and it was the one guy, and it sucked balls because I was literally about to compliment his nails. Like he painted his nails like the United Airlines like blue, and it looked really good. And I was like, oh, that's so slay. I was like also like, Happy Pride Month ? I was literally going to like compliment him, and he was like, so we're gonna make sure we get you a diet. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to go ahead and get you a diet. Yeah. I don't think we need that breakfast tray this morning. What do you think? And my skinny ass boyfriend is beside me, and he's just like, oh, here you go. He's about to diet. Literally. But everything was nice, and then the connection flight wasn't that bad of a walk for the connecting flight home, and then we got home. Of course, every step of the way there has to be issues. When Alex was trying to get out of the parking garage, his ticket wouldn't read. It was saying like it wasn't a valid ticket number, so it wasn't letting Alex take his car out, because when you leave a parking garage, you have to pay your ticket number because it says like however long you were there. And so Alex had to like wait for people to let him pay the ticket because it wasn't reading for some reason. And so we had to wait like 15 minutes so that he could pay the airport $140 to park his car, because there was no other fucking options to park the car. Because I love that. And then Alex picked me up, and we drove home, and we got home, and the cats tore the shit up out of our carpet while we were gone, but we were able to collapse in bed and go the fuck to sleep. And that was that was everything that happened at Offkai that I can remember at this moment because my brain is fucking fried because too much shit happened. Amen! Amen! Still, my highlights of the night are still the so y'all having a good night? It's just so fucking funny that she came by. Like, when people ask a question and they're so fucked up that they forget that they asked the question and they ask it again, that's definitely a highlight. that was so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, dude, Jay, I told them about that too. Because I have, like, oh my god, you're about to see my poopy webcam. Hold on. I was showing them all the, like, business cards that I had, and the lady that did that was Bari. Where is she? Where are you? It was Bari. Holy shit, the 280p. It was Bari, and I was like, bro, Bari was, like, a little fucked up, and she just didn't remember. But yeah, when I was showing, like, my physical stuff. Oh, it was so good. C9, thank you for the follow. But yeah, dude, I met some really amazing people. And I honestly, like, I don't know. I like, the whole trip was pretty shit, if I'm being honest. Like, travel-wise, it was really shitty. Having so many issues was pretty shitty. But Saturday night was fun enough to make up, really, for the whole weekend. Like, Saturday night was, like, the only fucking good night I had. And a big part of that was because I just met two fucking really funny people that I got along with really well. You call me Stormer C9? I'm doing pretty good. At least it was a good Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was nice as hell. They had really good food. And I got to chat with people. It was fun. Was this webcam from the 90s time capsule? Yeah. But yeah, so running the Noah booth was kind of like, I don't know. It didn't keep me busy enough because Noah hired, like, helpers to, like, man the booth. But also I still had to do booth setup and I still had to man the booth, like, sometimes. I don't know. I think next year if I go, I definitely want to have my own booth for, like, raechit merch. I hope I'm big enough then to do that. Yeah, because, like, that would be so slay. I did all this work. It kind of felt like, part of why it felt so bad is because I did all this work for a booth and it wasn't even my own booth, you know what I mean? But I was like, next year I would totally do all that work if it was, like, for my own booth. Hi, Alex. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alex is in my room. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? Why won't you say hi? Chat, he hates y'all. You going to bed? Almost. Okay. You wanna play League? League? Is that what you're asking? Okay. Alright, guys, I have to end the stream. My boyfriend wants to play League of Legends. No. He asked me if I wanted to stream it, and I've been crashing out. I've been crashing out over my flights. I think if I play League of Legends right now, I'm gonna crash out at chat, and I don't want to do that to y'all. If I stream playing League of Legends, a side of me is gonna come out. Somebody, like, all it'll take for me right now, because I already am crashing out so hard about my Offkai travels, it takes one person saying skill issue in the chat, and literally all of you will be fucking nuked. There will be none saved. There will be nobody will be spared. Be 100 casualties. So thank you guys so much for listening to me yap about my Offkai travels. I know I don't really do just chatting streams that much, but I really do like just chatting. So thanks for hearing me out, y'all. Start simple, avoid having too many different types of merch. I have See, that's the thing though with my merch. It has so much variety. I like that variety. I think that's what like the talents I work with also enjoy that variety because VTuber merch can usually be pretty limited. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I need to find somebody I can raid browser. My like the raid browser is actually goated with the sauce. Let's see. Who in this bitch is live? We got Porcelain Maid. We got Toma. We got Tani. Let's see what we're doing here. I think I'm gonna read into Porcelain Maid. Because he's doing, it says road trip with dad. And he's been live for 8 minutes. See, the main thing I'm scared of is every time I fucking raid into people, I raid into them and then they end stream. And poor Joel has been live for 8 minutes. So there's no way, right? That would be my final crash out. There's no way this guy ends stream right after I raid him, right? He's been live for 8 minutes. But yeah, it was really nice chatting with y'all. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, or I guess technically today if you're in EDT, but July 1st at 2 p.m. I'm going to be doing a Velour Gen 2 debut watch along, and I hope you guys will join me for that. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for chatting with me. Y'all the bestest. Yeah. Don't forget to scratch your balls. And shower. Well, if you need to scratch your balls, you probably need to shower. So yeah, do that. I hope y'all have good shits today. I hope you don't have to curl your toes. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.